You're
I added a dinosaur mod to the realm. I'm just checking it out for right now to see how it looks. But I don't
that's
know if
really
it's gonna.
cool.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. It looked
That's
like
super cool.
the book looks
I have
pretty.
the animals mod on our world, and it's like it's pretty awesome. It
Oh,
has
what the
like
hell?
it just has like giraffes, and it has like 200 animals.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Is like the naturalism one.
Yeah, the naturalism one. Yeah, atheistic naturalism. That's what it's called.
Well, two big ass dinosaurs just spawned in my pig pen. I don't know if I like that. All right, we're the theists and the atheists. I disagree with everyone, so I'm ready.
Dude, I trolled that rat against up guy so hard.
I know he's getting pissed.
I was like, "Oh, you said this
Bad
can't."
too.
Go ahead, Jim.
He's so bad too. Sometimes it's just like his arguments are really bad.
Yeah, even just now, what made me finally leave Autumn's when he goes, because if it doesn't say that, we're gonna have to pretend that words aren't words or words mean other words, and I'm like, oh my god. But yeah,
But yeah,
but those guys were crazy.
the hell is that?
Yeah,
Corey
cute. What was his name? The guy, the one
Coob,
that was next to me, Coob or whatever.
yeah,
That guy was so bad, man. Like his reasoning. I was just dying when you're like, if we defined like feminism as treating people equal, like would you be a feminist? It's like no. Do you want people to be treated equal? Yes.
yeah. And then I was like, then I'll ask you again if that's what we mean. Would you be a feminist? He goes, it'll never happen, bro. Wait, Corey was here. Corey should join so I can put political prompts on the screen.
Oh no.
Hey, Ever. Oh, hey, everyone. Mm.
I'm gonna fucking die.
I feel physically ill. Oh, really?
Oh,
It was
really?
retro phrenologists, and then oh wow, did they explain why? Your little keyboard sounds are good.
I hate this. I just died.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm taking the mod off.
I don't know what phrenology is.
I do.
I believe you.
I was actually lying.
Oh, damn! You tricked me.
I know that's kind of
Isn't that the
crazy.
study of like skulls or something?
It sounds like it, like skull structure. Oh, okay.
Phrenology is the studying of skull sizes. Oh look, Ducray happened to say the same thing like right after I said it.
Yeah, that was. Luckily, I heard you say it, and then I saw something move in the chat, so I looked down, and there was Decray's comment. So she probably copied you.
Yeah, I think she did.
Julius Coolius.
That's all that.
I guess I don't have provocative enough backgrounds.
anti-God, I thought I said anti-vegan, pro-vegan, pro-LGBT, pro-choice.
Should I put like, you know, pro-Palestinian elementary school? That way conservatives can look it up.
I don't know about that one.
Dang. The background of all conceivable backgrounds, true. Vegan philosophy hypocritical? Yeah, you're just gonna have to come up. Unnamed
I
hero.
bet I bet you that argument is gonna go something to the effect of, well, you kill animals when you're just eating plants.
Yeah. Do you have any idea about crop deaths? Because, um, because I don't, but a guy I know read a paper that was on Joe Rogan, and that guy said it was pretty harmful. Kason, you were unmuted and you farted, so we all heard it.
No.
You take life regardless. That's all. Apparently, yeah. If only, if only veganism spoke on like just come up here. That's fine. You can have a
Yeah, come
one-on-one.
up, unnamed. Let's go.
Yeah. Unnamed hero. If you were a named hero, it would be called this Mr. Scaredy Pants. Oh, hey, yo, yeah,
Yeah, I
Jim, you
mean,
want to
you're
talk with this guy?
desperate for me to come up, so I thought I might as well.
Jim, you want to talk with this guy?
Yeah, sure. So what do you say is hypocritical about the vegan
Well, like I
ethics?
said, you say you project on other people that they have a choice when they truly don't, so you take life regardless. Um, if you did truly care about it, you would try to reduce your carbon footprints. Maybe heck, live in a tent, you reduce your carbon emissions, which you don't indirectly, cause global warming and, all of that stuff. So,
Do you
right,
think
like
it's
I said, I
mutually
value
exclusive
all
that a
life. I
vegan?
value all life,
Yeah,
sentient or not. So,
yeah, that's
who's the
fine. Do you
real
think
vegan
that?
here?
Well, first of all, do you think that it's mutually exclusive that a vegan can't lower his carbon footprint in addition to minimizing the harm to sentient beings?
Well, no, because right now we are releasing carbon emissions through the comfort of our own home with I'm guessing your fiber optic or you wireless.
Yeah, but um,
Yeah,
what
but
do you think that? Yeah, what do you think that the vegan ethics, or at least
I
veganism, is
think
trying
that
to promote?
it's hypocritical because they say that the meat eaters
Yeah, that
go
wasn't a
alive.
question. That wasn't a question. That wasn't a
Hmm?
question. The question is specifically, what do you think that vegan ethics is trying to promote?
Well, it's trying to promote that you can eat non-sentient life, that's fine, and then sentient life is a no-go. That's
Yeah,
literally it.
what's the motivation behind the diet that stems from veganism?
The motivation is not to eat sentient life because we can relate to him, apparently. That's literally it.
Right.
There's
So
no other argument but that.
to be a little bit, yeah. Well, there's a couple of different reasons, right? One could be environmental, but the sentience that you're bringing up in terms of life, which is kind of like the foundation of your argument. For the most part, vegan ethics is trying to promote the minimization of harm, right, for all sentient life. So, do you think that minimization means absolutely no harm?
Like I said before, and I'm more middle grounded with the whole vegan and meat eating so approach. We are going to take life regardless through the comfort of our own home. So that's why I don't
Yeah,
like to take a stance. And I don't like, even if I was vegan, I would like try to promote it in any way, shape, or form because I know the flaws in it.
Do you want to answer the question now that you've said all that?
I mean, I've answered it, did I not?
Not really. The question was, do you think that minimization means absolutely zero?
And I said that my answer was that it's impossible to do that in terms of mm, in terms of this modern life or how life is at the moment.
Okay, do you
It's
want to answer the
impossible.
question now that you've said all that?
Yes, I have. I said it's impossible.
That's not. We weren't asking you about any like modal operator. We're asking you,
Sorry
do you
about that.
think?
I got a phone call.
No,
Sorry
the
about that.
answer is no. The answer is no to your question.
Go ahead, Jim.
I literally
I'm
said
sorry
no.
about that. I got a phone call. So, I think we left off in kind of
Yeah, I
understanding
said
that.
that it was no. The answer to the question was no.
Uh, can you refresh what you were answering no to, just to make sure we're on the same
The
page?
veganism to do with the minimization of harm. It
Yeah. So
was
you
a
don't think that
longer
that's
answer.
what? Yeah, yeah. You don't think that that's what vegans are trying to promote, the minimization of harm?
No, Jim. Your question to him was, do you think minimization equals zero? And he answered no.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Perfect. Yeah. So like, it would be the case that a vegan would strive for minimization of harm in all areas, right, including like, some type of carbon footprint that still would align with their vegan ethics. So I'm still failing to see where the hypocrisy is.
Like I said before, eh, before that thing about this whole thing, I just value all life in a sense. And sentient, you guys draw the line of sentience. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're gonna have gradation in terms
people
of
draw and
how.
like when I was saying before, meat eaters, they draw the line. Like you guys have seen the that whole pet what's it called, that picture of the pet on the billboards, like it goes from horse, dogs, chickens, and all of that stuff. People will draw lines to stuff, and they draw limits to what they can personally relate to. And if you guys relate to sentient beings, then you guys relate to sentient beings.
Yeah, but do you understand like why there's a distinction between um, life that has sentience and life that doesn't have sentience?
Yes, I understand the distinction, but I come from a religious background, and they're all creations of God.
Great. So if it's stipulating within vegan ethics that what we're trying to do is minimize harm in terms of like suffering and pain and things like that, that's only applicable to living things that have sentience. Wouldn't you agree?
No, not necessarily. Like there's plants that can emit frequencies or pains that are beyond the humans can hear, and there's citations and studies of that.
There are citations that plants have a neural network that allows them to be able to um, feel pain.
Yeah, you think there are studies saying plants feel pain similar to that of like animals?
No, that's not what I said. I said there's studies that they emit frequency when being cut, which stimulates that they are on the like, okay, my tongue's twisted is there, but like they stimulate a frequency of a scream. Just because
Yeah, I
I
mean,
I can't remember what
if you're citing studies
frequency
of
it was.
like vegetables being cut, right, and that somehow relates to them like emitting sounds of pain, right? This has been like looked at, and what's emitting the sound is not like the fruit somehow like expressing pain, right? But it's more the the air molecules or the air bubbles within the cellulose types of fruits that you hear. And that's what's emitting. So it has nothing to do with whether the plant is actually expressing some type of sentience to pain. I don't know where you're getting that study from.
It was I can't remember the exact study it was, but it was a citation somewhere that I was reading. But yeah, like I said before, I do see the distinction between the two, but all I see is just that because you closely relate to them, that you care a lot more. Just like when someone draws the line between a cat and a dog and not deciding not to eat them because they closely relate to them. So to me, it's all subjective to why someone would be pro-vegan or not. Like I get
So
the
are you
aspects
just
of
so is your
animal
criticism
exploitation,
is your
but
criticism more that like the line where a vegan decides to draw, value in
yeah,
terms of sentience is subjective?
yes.
Okay, well, but that's a different claim, right? Because your initial claim was that vegan ethics is hypocritical, right? Now you're just changing it to vegan
No,
ethics
it's
is like
hypocritical in
arbitrary or
general because
circumstantial.
of the carbon footprint emissions and all of this stuff, and they do it through the comfort of their own homes. And then I said to them,
Yeah, it's
they
fine.
project
You've
that
you've already
they
you've
project that
already
they don't have
agreed
a
though.
choice, where society
You've already
themselves don't have
agreed
a
though that
choice.
that's not the case. You've already agreed though that that's not the case, right? Because you've agreed that it could be the case that one is vegan in terms of their diet, not like harm sentient life, and one could also care about the environment and lower their carbon footprint. So it's not exclusive to the fact that if you're a vegan, you can also lower your carbon footprint. Wouldn't you agree?
Like I said, it all depends on the situation. All depends on what the person claims as well. I can't like of course like the claim that I make is a big one, but it's the same claim that guys can make for all meat eaters. Like it's different. Every person has different circumstances.
Wait,
Right. So
could I jump in for a
are you just
second?
saying that like yeah, I was just gonna make this last point. So just to clarify, so now are you just saying now that like when it comes to veganism, it's not a monolith, and that vegans depending on their circumstances will have like different boundaries where they're drawing what they consider to be necessary and unnecessary.
I think that was a question for you, unnamed.
Again, I'll agree to
The
disagree with this.
dynamic duo is here.
But again,
Well, I mean, like,
I'll
look,
like I said, I'll just move on.
I'll just end with saying that, like, yeah, vegans are not a monolith, right? Even though vegan ethics expresses a particular view, circumstances are going to differ, right? And so I don't think there's anything hypocritical about that. That's just kind of relativistic to the circumstances that you're in, right? And I think that's true for any kind of normative moral framework that anybody espouses.
Are you a vegan?
I am.
Oh my
So,
god.
so then, would you agree then that they don't really have a choice based on the circumstances they are in, and then their claim of them having a choice is a bit, contradictory?
Well, who's claiming that they have a choice in a
No,
circumstance
like
where they
I'm
don't have a
saying,
choice?
vegan, being pro-vegan is a choice, right?
Yeah, but
The
who's
initial sort
claiming
of
that?
understanding or claim.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get clear on your question.
No,
Who's
it's
stating
that
that
initial
they don't
sort
have
thing.
a choice yet they do have a choice? Who's stating that?
You can move on to the next person.
Okay.
Yo, I'm
Okay.
tossing
Wait,
a
did
big
unnamed say
salad.
that?
I'm tossing a big salad over here. Jim, you know what that's like, right? And right here, right now, you guys know that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Delicious. Does
You
it
know what I'm
have
talking
like
about.
creamy sauce in it?
No, I like French. It's kind of my favorite is French.
I like balsamic because of the coloring.
Yo, Zach, can I ask you two questions quick before I go? It's just a quick continuation of the pro-choice convo we had.
It's like the worst country in the world is the best salad dressing.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So what's your I don't think that you represented this particular point in your pro-choice, but what's your threshold for when abortion should be should be uh, not allowed anymore? It should be regulated. At what time in the term would you say?
I would just say that if it's able to be delivered right and be viable, then I think you would have like a moral responsibility, but not like
But you wouldn't you wouldn't make you wouldn't bring it like into a legal setting, or do you think that it should legally be prohibited to
no. I
abort?
think it should be legal all 9 months for sure.
Oh, you think it should be legal? No, okay.
But I think that there's some moral responsibility if it is viable outside the womb that that you should be morally responsible to deliver it if you can, but not morally like
Like
what's
legally
it?
bound, you're saying?
Yeah,
Can a
yeah.
vegan have an abortion as long as they don't eat it?
Oh, all right. One more thing before I go quick. You said you're anti-natalist, and I think I was telling you that I kind of value the potentiality of a human life that would want to exist and whatnot. Now, do you, because that's just your personal preference, which is your anti-natalism, do you concede that um, you could possibly be morally wrong about the subject about abortion in general? Perhaps your metric for value of moral value could be wrong. Do you concede that?
Not under my current framework, but I am exploring more realistic or more realism based approaches to morality. But for right now, my moral system is just like the truth maker is my preference, and I do have that preference, so I can't be wrong about that. But I can be wrong that preference should be like I don't impose that on other people. I don't think other people should be antinatalists.
Right, right, right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you. Catch you guys later.
You're.
What was that?
I said you're.
Oh, you said you. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
Host, are you vegan?
You're.
Host, are you vegan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are you?
I'm not, no.
Okay.
Well, look, I don't want to change the conversation if you guys were going on to abortion, but I
No, that
was
guy
in.
was that I cooked that guy. Now he's gone. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you can talk about anything with anybody.
We can
I'm gonna be
abort
busy for like 5 minutes, so pick somebody else. But you can.
we can abort the previous conversation.
So, P March, you want to talk about veganism?
What?
You want to talk about veganism?
Not
Yes,
really.
please, P Mars, please.
I put cheese in my salad. Got
Well, I wanted to talk to the host about veganism. If there's any other vegans on the panel, I'd be happy to talk to them.
Sure. What's the conversation? Or what's the topic? What do you want to talk about specifically?
Yeah, like what would be wrong with eating meat?
What would be wrong with eating meat?
hmm
Well, on your world, like so I'm not really sure what kind of worldview you aspire or you're a part of, but
Just
um,
quickly, who am I talking to right now? Like,
black.
okay, all right.
But like, let's say you've got two options, right? You know, you eat like there's like one cow that you could eat, and then there's two cows you should eat, but you only need to eat one cow. Like, do you think that there's a different? Do you think that there's a an issue with you eating both cows if you only need one?
Yeah, sure. So you're kind of presenting a bit of a trolley problem here. Like, I get what you're saying, and I probably grant the premise and agree to your premise there. But wouldn't I be able to just turn it straight round back on you and ask something like the burning house analogy?
Well, I mean, I'm talking about veganism, an
Yeah,
animal
but that would still
consumption, but
entail veganism.
the burning house about what?
Yeah, so if you had like a human and three
Wait, actually, wait, hold
chickens,
on, hold on. Wait, which one? Like, can you answer my question first?
what was your question? Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying if you have, if you only require one cow to eat, but like you have an option of even
Oh
a
yeah, I
second
agree
cow.
to that. So I would agree to, yeah, if eating one is the equivalent to eating two, like yeah, I'll probably pick one over two. Like I agree with you on that. But
Yeah, but
that's kind of,
why would you pick that? Why not just eat two?
well, this is kind of what I'm getting onto here. So like I don't know if there's an actual answer to the question, which is why I'd just switch it around straight back on you and say, if if the vegan had to save a human or three chickens in a burning
Humans.
building,
Humans.
what would the vegans save there?
All humans would save the human.
Yeah, exactly. So why?
But you understand that supports the premise of veganism as more often than not
Why?
ethical.
Okay, KJ.
I was
Why
I
would they
was
pick?
about to tell you, and
Okay,
then
go
you
ahead.
interrupted. Right. What I was about to finish saying was the principle of ethical veganism is that you ought not hurt things that have a degree of sentience. So if the reductio is simply that where you have two things, whichever has the most higher ordered sentience is what you ought save. However, that's not the premise that Black was aiming to test. That's why it's not a disanalogous reductio. It's not an analogous reductio. And the reason is because obviously everybody that value sentience is going to choose to save the being with higher ordered sentience. That's not to say that you then therefore should discount the degree of sentience that these animals do hold.
Yeah, sure. Like I'd agree to that, but the point is, how far does the sentience go? So does one human sentience oversee something like 1,000 chickens? That's kind of
Yeah,
the
No.
that's just
value
gonna be.
assessment
There's
going
just
on.
gonna be some threshold deontological view where, a trillion chickens are gonna be more valuable than an infant. But
Are they? Are they though?
Do you
to
measure their
me, yeah.
Do you measure their sentience with a ruler, or how do you measure that
Great
sentience?
question.
Yeah, you measure sentience in the same way that biologists would. You don't need to get into philosophy of mind for it.
And how do they measure it?
Based off the
With a
qualities of your
sentiometer.
psychological schema, right? You do tests to perform the
Okay.
intellectual quotient, the emotional quotient,
Yeah, but how
whatever
do we
AQ
know?
stands for.
Yeah, but who's making the test? Like, it seems really arbitrary.
Well, arbitrary. This is what I don't understand. When people say arbitrary, they mean by random selection, and I don't think a panel of very educated
Well, it would
people on
be.
the subject would make a choice based on random selection.
Of course they would. What objective standard would they appeal to other than their opinion?
Oh my God, I don't have
Oh
time to
my
get into the
god.
tag with you,
Oh
P
my god.
Mars.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
wait, Black
KJ,
Labs,
KJ,
I'm full
like,
of shit.
come on.
Every time I talk, I'm full of shit. My
Wait,
name is
can I ask
Cage.
him a question?
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't
Go back to you
say.
guys.
Well, I just want to ask him if it's the case that it seems like all these sort of like non-God metrics are a problem for him. So, like, let's say we're looking at food selection, right? And then we have something, and we're trying to see what food group would most likely make someone overweight. Let's say they consistently eat this food group all the time. And would you then
Okay.
say
They're a
that
protected group. You don't want to
sorry,
make fun
what?
of them. Be careful about talking about that group because you can get banned. That group is
That's
P Mars, chill.
That's
okay.
fine. That's fine. But would you also say that that's if we like quantified, calories in, calories out, and whatever. Oh, he's already gone. What the hell? Never mind. I just wanted to see how far he's going to go with this arbitrary sort of metrics in like this
Well,
non-God
we'll
world
just
stuff.
we'll just get on to the point. You were mentioning before the reductio that is used in pro-choice, pro-life positions too in world. Do you
No, I wasn't.
understand
No, I
that the
wasn't.
vegan?
That wasn't
You
me.
mentioned the burning house reductio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's famously an abortion reductio, or
I
like
didn't know
Right.
that. I didn't know that.
yeah, thought experiment. I mean, it's
So
different
we're
than what you said. It's just like, would you rather save a 1 year old or a petri dish full of fertilized eggs?
Right. Yeah.
right, and the principle there they're testing is at what point do you value, or what point does sentience become higher ordered sentience? Now, the vegan is just committed to valuing sentience in any form or respect, in any degree that's practicable. And the vegan is pointing out, look, you ought not to eat meat normatively. And then their pragmatic arguments come forward when they talk about practicality of it. However, normatively, they'd say that you ought not eat something with a degree of sentience or higher ordered sentience. So when you ask that question, it reaffirms Black's proposition and denies yours.
Okay. Well, just quickly on the abortion one, what does the pro-life argument respond to that? How do they respond to that usually?
Hey,
I
wait,
don't
we can
know,
talk
nor
about that
do I
after, but
care.
just stay linear with Black Labs for a second.
Okay. What was the question? Sorry.
Do you the question was, you understand that the vegan is committed to valuing a degree of sentience and higher ordered sentience.
Is
So
this
you
okay? Are you
asking,
saying this is every vegan? They value sentience?
no, I'm saying the average vegan position when talking about normative ethics is such that it's valuing sentience, not
Hmm.
a degree, not a specific degree of sentience that could be primitive in nature, but some degree of sentience that is similar or like ours.
Yeah.
And
So
animals clearly display that.
yeah, well, I would agree to that, but the point here is, so I'd kind of go what P. Mars was saying there was, how are you measuring sentience? So if I wanted to
Wait,
measure
but
that,
stop,
wait,
stop,
just quickly,
wait, but
guys, just quickly. If I wanted to measure if a rock had sentience, how would I do that?
look,
Right? You,
I
oh
don't
my
even.
gosh,
But
look,
Cage, I think that's not even what Black Labs was. I think he was going for the unnecessary part, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say if he cares that uh to eat, like even if we're talking about like a carnivore example, like if he cares that he could be like eating flesh unnecessarily. That's all I wanted to get out of that.
Okay,
Typically.
let's play with that then,
Okay.
Black. So say I said that I don't care. Would that mean that it's justification?
No, then I would just go into reductios.
Okay, go into it.
Wait, no,
And
but you
so,
answered that you do care. You said I would grant that. So we're interested in arguing against your position, right?
Yeah, but I'm interested in arguing against your position. And if someone said to you, "Hey, I don't care," what would your position say about that? That's what I'm interested in arguing against.
But maybe let's do that after we hammer out like what
How
positions we
about
actually
I
hold.
actually be able to ask a question without you guys saying, "Don't ask a question,
Well,
Tim"?
well,
You
the
can, but
problem.
you
Well,
said,
great.
but you're just
Answer it then.
asking, right? You're saying
Well,
like,
the
look,
the problem isn't a reductio requires the reductio ad absurdum only works if the person's position that's being probed is absurd. Us asking the
Let's just
questions
say
has
it's
nothing to do
absurd,
with our
KJ.
position.
Let's just say it's absurd. Okay, great.
Okay,
Let's
well
say it's
then that's
absurd.
fine. I take
Now
that
let's
as a
entertain the
that's a
other
reductio
world.
to
concession
your
then.
view.
Now let's entertain the other framework where I just say I don't care. How would you deal with that?
Then we would run the okay. Look, the thing that we would do is run reductios against the person who holds that view genuinely.
Okay, let's do that. I don't care. Run the reductio.
Okay, go ahead, Black Lab.
Or should I? I mean, I didn't think you'd take the bait. Should I
Let's
just
just
like?
Well,
see. Let's
he
just see what
Should
happens.
I
Just
just
go
up
for it.
the number of
just
cows that are?
assume he's being genuine, and then if he rescinds it later, then I just say I told you so.
Let's just
Whatever.
go for it. Let's see.
yeah, look, the reductio is going to be if it doesn't matter if you only need to eat one cow, but you unalive two of them. Then would you unalive infinite cows if you only needed to eat one cow? You would be
Yeah, let's say I
committed
don't care
to
about
the world.
unaliving infinite cows.
Yeah. Then that would be the reductio. Do you understand that?
Okay, so are you saying that I'm wrong?
No, I'm saying it sounds repulsive to people with a moral compass.
Well, fine. Well, is your moral compass subjective?
What does that
Yeah.
matter?
Then I don't care, then, bro. Then I don't care. Yeah, fine. It's infinite. I
Okay,
don't
cool.
care if
Yeah,
the
you
infinite cows
look,
die.
look,
Fine.
cool. Yeah, you've escaped this
So you've
hype.
lost this game over. How
Hey,
can you
bro.
argue against
Hey,
that?
bro.
That
Game
is not
over.
game
is-
over.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you
go
were
ahead.
never playing the game. You were like selecting levels that you don't actually believe in to see what the end of the game looked like, right? I don't care
Yeah, it's called
that you
testing the logic.
survived. I don't care that you survived this hypothetical reductio. Okay, I'm interested in you guys talking about the positions that you hold because I believe that they commit you to being vegan. Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
mean, the point of a
Yeah, I mean,
reductio
like,
isn't
is
to
it is your position that like, look, what I value more is like human life as opposed to like non-human life or something, and so that's why you don't care about the life of cows.
That's our YouTube world.
maybe repeat the question.
Yeah, my question was, is it the position then, like what you're trying to, the position you're trying to fight for or defend, that you like value human life over non-human life, and that's why you wouldn't care to unalive infinite cows if all you had to eat was one cow?
Maybe try saying it in Spanish.
Es la posición que tú tienes, que tú evalúas la vida de un ser humano más que la de una vaca, para que tengas la posición de que matarías una infinitud de vacas en vez de una.
Maybe German.
You got me there, man. I don't know. I think he's chat GPTing a good response for this position or something.
I'm currently looking for that vegan if. You know what I'm saying? You ever wanted some synthetic schmeat in your mouth? Sorry, that was very non-linear of me.
I'm so confused as to what's happening right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he checked out.
Hey, Tune,
Don't
you can
worry.
unmute your microphone, right? Until then, Ivan, you can go.
What Kai was going to clear this all up.
All right, so okay.
No, go on. I was joking.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say that veganism is an old myth. I don't believe in it because if you look at times, humans survive off feeding of animals. So I don't get the whole point of this sentinel thing that you're talking about, saying that we're equals to animals, because we're not equals to them, and we're different. So you make no your point makes no sense because
Yeah, Jim.
Wait,
When you said the humans were equitable to that of animals, you were fucking lose. You're being a loser.
yeah, you're being a loser. You think that
how
you think that vegans
it's
think that animals
biology.
are worth the same amount as humans?
Well, it's just biology.
That was a question.
If you look at the food chain,
That was a
we're
question. I don't care about the food chain. Do you think that vegans think that animals are worth as much as humans?
yeah, because
Okay, well you're wrong. So
obviously,
boom, easy.
so what do you?
What do you mean?
So I don't get what like,
Well, there's a couple of them who think that.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think
So
some animals
vegans
are
are just
certainly
gonna think
worth more
that.
than some people.
Yeah, vegans are just gonna say that humans and animals are both worth enough to where you shouldn't be able to take their life if they don't want to die.
okay,
That's why vegans are sweet, man. Because at the end of the day, if you're in the jungle with your boy, you would eat your boy to start before you starve to death,
Oh
right?
yeah,
So,
or
especially
I
even
would
if you just
say,
wanted to.
and obviously
Like,
you'll eat an animal before you eat a human. So
of
yeah,
course,
but
it's
I
just
think Kai's
hierarchy of
saying like
needs.
if your boy bends over, puts his hands on his ankles, and he's like, "Eat me." That's what he's saying, right? Right, Kai?
No, I'm saying if the only food source is your friend and you're going to starve to death, um,
yeah,
yeah, you should eat your friend.
Does that mean it's good to eat your
obviously,
friend?
It's not a good
Like
thing, but
in
it's
that, like
survival, bro. Like that's why everyone in this vegan community is sweet. They're like I don't know, trust fund babies. They
right. Well,
there's people.
we understand, Tyler, that for me to say, okay, if there's this hypothetical scenario wherein I only have the ability to eat somebody else such that I survive, right? That's not me saying it's good to do that. That's just me saying this is an action I have the capacity to do for survival. In fact, a lot of people would say that's still a bad action, such that they experience some regret or remorse or any other type of mental cognitive state that's negative. Now that we've discussed that that's negative, do we understand that in society today there are things that you should do index to the things you have the capacity for?
I agree with you, KJ. I don't think you should unalive every single animal you see, right? But if you need to survive, this is what society needs to do, especially when you
Okay,
have
so then
yeah.
you're saying that your ethical system commits you to being vegan. Because you're saying if you had to, it would be okay to eat animals. And right now, it's not the case that you have to, so you shouldn't eat animals.
It is the case we have to. I don't see
It's
that's
not
the
the case we have to. We're
you are in.
omnivores. We're omnivores.
Okay, so I'm from Serbia, right? If you go to a village in Serbia,
I
okay,
did
the
this.
vegan diet, the vegan diet isn't in abundance. Okay, you're going to be eating pork,
Do you know
right? You're
what?
going to
Do
be
you know
eating
what
meat.
have to means? Yeah. So we're omnivores, right? So that means that we can survive off of only animals, or only plants, or both, right?
I think he was making a practical refutation, not a
Yeah.
normative one. I think we agree to the normative stuff. But in that case, I mean, the
and I
question
can't
is
find
still to be raised, Kai. Like, are you currently in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Serbia, such that you have no
No,
modern?
I'm in Hong Kong right now. And
Cities
guess
on.
what? In Hong Kong, you can eat sushi and shit.
Okay, so you're in one of the largest cities on this earth, and you still think you need to eat meat?
Again, if you guys want to play a moral hierarchy, like I said, I will eat a human if it comes down to survival needs. So if I have McDonald's there, I'm eating meat. Like it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, but that
Anyways,
So
I think
that's a
you guys are
different
being
situation.
wasteful because this meat that I'm getting, I'm not unaliving any animal. The animal's already unalive, so you not eating it is actually more disrespectful, right?
yeah, but they
By
unalived
unaliving it
for
and leaving
you.
it for waste.
Yeah, but the only reason that these, companies do that is because of the demand. If you stopped voting with your dollar, thanks, Zach, then you wouldn't put the companies in a disposition to do such an action.
I mean, fair enough, but again, the animal's already unalive. I'd be disrespectful not to, right?
Well,
Now you're
exactly.
saying
Right.
if I
I
stop
would
buying meat
rather
today, if everyone stops
I
buying meat and there's no demand, I agree with you, Kate, right? But
I
that's not
I
the
would
reality.
absolutely rather you sacrifice the animals that are either this current second being unalived or will be unalived, and say the hypothetical week it takes for everybody to stop demanding meat, such that no animal further gets unalived for factory farming or the purpose of being consumed by humans unnecessarily. I'm perfectly fine with agreeing to that.
I mean,
And
an
I agree with
animal,
you with factory farming. I think that's a terrible thing.
an animal would eat a unalive human. So
I don't care. Animals are not. Or sorry. Are you like
you
when people
you
say
look the
that,
dog
Ivan?
at
Do you think that do you think that looks good for humans? Do you think when you say, "Well, they do it to
no,
me," that
actually no.
justifies you doing it to them?
I mean, doesn't it? Does it
Okay,
make
so
sense?
if you're
Because
telling me if a rock fell on your foot, you then punch that rock to get back at it?
I mean that's a whole different scenario. We're talking about real life scenarios here.
Oh, sure.
They're
So
gonna
let me be
live in.
clear. An animal with no moral agency, that doesn't understand its actions, that doesn't have
Okay.
reason, rationale, logic, critical thinking skills, or quite a few of the skills that presumably and hopefully you have, you would then say, okay, they did this without any critical thought, without any forethinking, without any understanding of the consequences or the ability that their actions had. So, with them having that, I understand the consequences of my actions. I have critical thinking skills to that of a sentient being, and I have the ability to predict what will happen in the future inductively. So, I'm going to punch the rock and do the same thing that the lesser creature did.
I mean, sure.
Okay, so then what makes you different from these non moral agents? It sounds like you're not a moral agent. Why should I consider your moral worth if
Yeah.
you're not capable of higher rationale, critical thinking, and um,
What does that have
reason?
to do with critical thinking? It's just common sense.
No, but you
Is
just
you
said, Ivan, you just said that if a brick wall was built in a place where you think it shouldn't be built, you would argue with it to move or something, right? Like
no, that's not the
you would
point.
punch a rock to get back at it. It just makes no sense what you're saying.
No, that's not the point.
Okay,
Okay, so the
but
point was you
the
said
argument makes
animals.
I'm
words.
refuting the fact that if a human is unalive and is by an animal like a pig or a dog,
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
they they will eat the human. So it's
yeah.
kind of the same
Okay, so you
scenario
don't
as
eat
a
cows. You don't eat
yeah
cows or chickens, right?
yeah.
Oh, the cows wouldn't kill a human and eat it. They're herbivores.
Okay, but
Okay, so that's another way your argument fails. Now, either you're saying that animals can't reciprocate moral contracts, and that's why they don't know what they're doing when they kill humans or kill other animals, or you're saying that they can reciprocate moral contracts, in which case it's wrong for us to unalive them if we don't have to. Which is it?
I mean, I would say humans have thrived over eating animals for the past years. So it's kind
Right.
of
Just because we do things
biology
for a
and
long time, that means it's good, right?
yeah, every 11 to now, and
Okay.
society is developing.
Right.
I'm
Right.
arguing, are we gonna stop eating animals?
Right.
We're
So the
thriving
premise
over
is
them.
that we've been doing this forever, therefore we should keep doing it.
I mean, are we gonna stop for what reason? Like
Okay. So
events?
are you familiar with like any historical atrocities, antebellum slavery coming to mind? They thought the same way. The people that wanted to keep black people in chains in Africa, they
Where,
said the same shit you're saying right now.
what is that?
They
So
said,
you
we've
just
been
bring it
doing
up.
this slavery thing forever. How are we just going to stop now? What would our society
Okay,
look
what
like
does
without
slavery
these
have to do with
slaves?
this? I don't get what
Oh,
slavery
the
has to do with it.
premise, and I asked this very explicitly, was is the premise we've been doing something forever, therefore it's good? And you said, yeah, we're
No,
not just going to
I never
stop
said.
now.
No, I never said that. But I'm saying if we're thriving over it, but slavery is a whole different aspect. I'm not saying
Okay,
that
so
slavery is good.
but
It's different.
understand this. I understand antebellum slavery and veganism are two different concepts, but the premises here at stake is this is what we both consider to be morally incorrect, morally wrong to do. And your refutation of veganism being morally true, right, morally good to do, is that we've been doing it forever. Okay, let's take that and apply that to any other normative or moral thing. So if I were to say, when somebody says you shouldn't own slaves, and I refute that by saying we've been doing it forever, now you have an intuition that that's incorrect. What is that seeming indicative of, such that it's wrong in the case of slavery, but right in the case of veganism? Or sorry, wrong in the case of veganism and right in the case of slavery.
I mean, I'll say that we. I mean, since times we haven't always had slaves, so I mean, we have
We
had
had them
slaves,
for
but
quite
we,
literally 2020, 2000
but
and sorry, 1967 years.
okay, but your point doesn't correlate to the actual argument because we're talking since times where we thrived off, not slaves that, oh, I'm going to agree that we're going to keep owning slaves because some people actually weren't agreeing with people owning slaves because, you know, it was a bad thing. Some people thought it was a bad thing. Some people thought it was a good thing. So this is something we're all agreed on that it's good and we're thriving
Yeah,
off it
no,
as a
no, there's not.
society.
That's
And
why we're having this debate right now, right? And just so we're clear, there were people that thought owning other people as property were incorrect. And for example, there was a plethora of English pirates in the Caribbean that thought people weren't cargo, right? And those were pirates. Those were the moral and social rejects of England. Now, more to the point, um, not only is it the case that people have opposed eating animals because they see a degree of sentience as, of moral worth, but in addition to that, people have opposed slavery for the exact same reasons and purposes. And I was wrong. It wasn't for 1,967 years because we have to consider before Common Era, which that could be up to 5,000 additional years. Now, the argument is we stopped owning slaves because we had the capacity in society to understand that it's wrong, and we had alternative measures that, while required development and work, were morally virtuous enough to undergo, given we could do them and we should do them. The same thing is applicable here for veganism. We've evolved as a society such that we have the capacity to not harm these animals unnecessarily. And if we have the capacity to, and it's something we should do, then we ought do it. The same principle for
right,
slavery
so
is the same principle here,
yeah, but why should we do it? Is the
because it's
actual
morally
question.
wrong to hurt those with a degree of sentience that do not want to be hurt. In the same way, it's wrong for me to own a slave,
No,
causing them
this,
harm.
you see, you're comparing a human to an animal right now. That's exactly what you're doing because we're talking animal and you're
That's
talking
not the
animal
analogous
owning
property.
slaves. This doesn't correlate to actual point. We're talking
Nobody's saying
eating
that
animals and you're saying,
animals
oh,
are
well, we own the
equivalent to
slaves. This
like
is all different.
nobody's saying that animals are worth the same amount as people held in slavery. Nobody's saying that. Obviously, people that are being sold as property is way worse than animals being holocausted for hamburgers. But the analogous property is the appeal to tradition to try and justify something where you're causing suffering where you could not cause suffering.
Okay.
We display that intuition pretty simply. Like, if you have the case where you can discipline a child, and you know that in the case A, so case A, if you abuse that child via physical violence, then that child will correct and become a better person. And in case B, you practice more progressive methods of teaching and patience and understanding and empathy, and that child will become a better person. Which person would you rather be? The person who uses violence to get what they want, or the person that uses empathy to get what they want?
Obviously, empathy.
Right. So if I said you could either harm 10 infants, actually, yeah, you could either harm 10 infants um, and be satisfied with your day, or help 10 infants and be satisfied with your day. Which one would you rather be?
Help. I
Okay,
don't get
great.
where you
I'm about to
going
show
here
you.
because
If I told you you have to eat for today, and you can
right,
either eat 10 babies or eat 10 chickens, which one are you going to do?
10 chickens.
Okay. And that's assuming you're going to be full to the same extent, right? You'd be healthy and happy if you ate the
Right.
10 chickens in
Yeah.
the same way that you'd be healthy and happy if you ate the 10 babies. Do we understand that?
Mm. Actually, no, because you comparing humans to animals.
I
So
didn't hear
if
what you said.
obviously if I eat up 10 chickens, what does that have to do with me saying that if I didn't have the 10 chickens, I'll eat the
Well,
10
there was
babies?
gonna be another follow up
Yeah, there's
question.
about to be one last one. And I'm not making it. I'm just testing your moral intuitions. Right. So we agree you would eat the 10 chickens over the 10 babies?
Yeah,
Okay. If you could eat
but
10
that
plants or eat 10 babies, which one are you going to do?
plants
Okay. Now, why is it that when I said babies, you didn't ask me if I meant animal or human?
because
Is it because you
they
presumed you wouldn't harm an animal of moral sentience or of moral worth? And baby
no,
denotes
it's not
something of
actually not
moral
because of
worth?
that because
I think baby. When you
what
say
actually
baby,
comes to
the
my
human
mind is
comes to
a
mind.
human baby, not an animal
Okay.
baby because a
Yeah,
human
but
comes
Ivan,
first.
would you rather eat 10 chickens or 10 plants?
Chickens
Oh my god.
Why? After we just
because
went down this whole, so the point of this, just so you understand, and you don't feel like I'm just asking you random questions, right? The point of this was to show that each and every time prior, you chose the thing of less sentience, but the last time you choose the thing with more sentience, which is dissimilar to your previous pattern. Why?
I want to say it's dissimilar to some previous
Well,
pattern, but
let's just go back. You said you would rather eat. So I first asked you, would you rather eat 10 people or not? And you chose not. I asked you if you'd
yeah,
rather eat 10 babies or 10 chickens. You said chickens.
yeah,
And then we asked you the plant question, and you said you'd rather eat chickens over plants. But each
yeah.
prior time, you chose the thing of less sentience. Why did you choose the thing of more sentience the last time? What reason led you to that conclusion?
And just be careful in how you answer this because you don't want to say right that they would taste better
No,
or that
I'm
you
not
were
gonna say
raised
that.
doing it.
I just feel like I
So
just
you
think
guys
the
think it's
answers are
okay? You
more
guys
like
think it's okay?
He was about
human.
to get it out, Kyle. 1 second.
I just think the answers are more natural in human nature that you know a regular human's gonna eat. Or we actually thrived off what you know is you know our race culture. So it's nothing about being more sentient than another option.
Is it just you want to fit in with the status quo? You think more people would choose the chicken, so you want to choose the chicken?
No, it's just what
So then it wasn't
most
being more of
humans
an
are gonna
average human being.
choose.
C- Can I chime in a little bit here? I know I don't talk all that much, but like if do you guys hold that like fetuses aren't sentient? Like is the whole
No,
thing about like the reason why you are vegan is because you don't want to cause suffering to things that are sentient or
no, not just sentient simplicator.
It's like the minimization of suffering. But yeah.
gotcha. Because I was gonna say like, well, why not? Why don't we just eat like cow fetuses then? Because if y'all don't hold that they're sentient, then that'd be completely justifiable in y'all's worldview.
Well, yeah, but the thing about that is like, a cow fetus isn't going to be able to, you're going to be able to feed more people with the adult cow.
Also, like, how would you perform like a cow abortion? Like, wouldn't that be causing unnecessary suffering to a cow?
To the cow?
Yeah, to the mother cow that's holding the baby, right? That's holding the
What part?
fetus.
How would she suffer? Like physical pain or like mental pain?
Yeah, both, right?
Yeah, you could use your
You don't think that?
imagination.
Yeah, you don't think that? Let's say, even if we're doing some type of analog with like women, you don't think that women who undergo some abortion don't also undergo like physical and emotional trauma?
Well, yeah, I'm not pro-choice. Like I would make that argument simply because it does cause suffering. Like why would you abort a fetus if it causes suffering in this instance?
Right. Well, this isn't a pro-choice. It's more like I'm trying to draw that analog to, if it's the case, we could kind of infer that performing an abortion on a cow would also cause some type of emotional and physical suffering that's unnecessary, right? Just to be able to eat the fetus because it doesn't have sentience or something.
Yeah, I mean we could always get. Oh, actually, that would be serve like a dual benefit almost because you can also take their placenta, and placentas are like packed with like nutrients and stuff, and that's like some of the best like material you can use to make like vitamins and antibiotics and stuff like that.
Yeah. Did you
Like
understand the rebuttal that I gave though?
I'm really not understanding how this relates to veganism at all. Well,
because like I'm trying to understand.
aside from the sentient stuff, I mean, if you want to like probe our position on how much we value sentience normatively or even pragmatically, then that's like a separate proposition for debate, which like we're all more than fine to have. But express, I wanted Ivan to express his moral seeming there, right? Because I think that's what people get to, and then they think, ah, it's probably justified, and they don't investigate their own seemings any further than that.
But
Yeah,
is it not
just appeal
just
to
fine?
theism, Ivan. That's all you got to do, bro.
You can invoke a metaphysically robust you can invoke a metaphysically robust ontological position that requires more epistemic, metaphysical or epistemic and ontological justification more than that of normative ethics. That's what you should. An ontological justification more than that of normative ethics. That's what you should do. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, you should.
You know, when you pick up like a really heavy dumbbell in the gym, maybe like the 125s, like that's what you're about to pick up if you like choose to say, oh, well, obviously animals don't have the fundamental substrate of matter such that they're of some moral worth because they're not of a rational kind. Yeah, that's what you should invoke some Aristotelian or Platonic metaphysics here. That's a great idea. Especially because your argument thus far has been that it's more intuitive to most people that they would choose the chickens, and then try teaching people about Aristotelian metaphysics and ask them how intuitive that is.
Do you guys hold that plants suffer? Probably
Your
not, right?
questions are probably the most irrelevant things to this conversation at the moment.
Well, I'm trying to understand the vegan position. Is it like to minimize suffering? I was talking to Black Labs, man. I'm trying to figure out like what exactly does it mean to be a vegan?
Right. I mean, Cochrane's books are free. Um, there exist journals that are free. I don't know what you're asking me for, man. I just don't care
Like
to
if you're
teach
not a
you.
vegan, then you don't have to defend the position. I want like a non-honest vegan to defend
You're
this
not
with like
asking
view.
for us to defend the position. You're asking to learn about the position. Defending a
It,
position requires you to attack it. For you to attack it would require an exhaustive understanding of what the position is, to which you've just articulated you do not have.
yeah, I mean you're right about that. I was just going for the common consensus of veganism, which is like you don't use any animal products whatsoever.
Well, then great. You need not ask me questions. What you need do is debate. correct? You have an exhaustive understanding on what somebody means when they're an ethical vegan?
What am I debating? Is it not your worldview?
Wait,
Ethical veganism isn't
Black
like
Lab.
this is incredibly confused, right? Because first of all, you just finished telling me you don't know what the position is and you wanted to learn about it. Then you asked me to defend the position, which requires you to already understand what the position is. Then you said you're just going to go off of your pejorative, very non-specific definition of not having any animal products, which isn't a normative claim at all. It's a pragmatic one, which is not the conversation of debate you just wanted to have. I'm very confused by the dialectic thus far.
Yeah,
So
maybe if
you
Black
want me to
Labs
assume
is
y'all's
not
position?
working, that then whatever you were hashing on the comments, you can hash out. But I don't think you're like being dishonest or something.
I don't think he's being dishonest either. I think he's
Like
just confused.
like I don't like when people assume my position. So like that's why I would rather like learn what your position is rather than attack something that's like non-existent and you don't hold on to it.
You asked to learn about the ethical vegan position before, but if you're interested about our particular normative positions, then that's a different thing. If Zach is more than happy to entertain you by giving his account, then that's fine. I'm just not interested.
Yeah, so basically, I don't think that you should be able to take the life of something that doesn't want to die if you don't have to. Do you think that you should be able to?
If it doesn't have to, uh,
If I
Doesn't
have really
want
good
to.
reason to think that a deer wants to die, can I kill it?
Yeah.
Okay.
so you can. It's perfectly okay to hunt for your food. It's the farming
No,
problem. You guys are just
I
animal
don't think it is. I don't
activists.
think it is. So I was just memeing with Kaysen because Kaysen was memeing, but I was answering that hypothetical honestly, right? If we could communicate with animals and they did want to be, eaten, cool, whatever, but we can't do that, right? But do you think, right? Because I think that you shouldn't be able to take the life of something that doesn't want to die if you
How do you
don't
know
have to.
animals perceive death in the first place?
Yeah, well, you're wrong about that. So
No, I asked the question. How do you know
Well,
animals
animals
perceive
do
death in the
die.
first
first of all, you
place?
didn't ask a question, right? You said I didn't know that animals perceive death in
No,
the first place.
I asked, how do you know animals perceive death in the first place? That was a
Oh,
question.
there have been studies done on pigs and cows and the like where they'll feed them in the same room A and there'll be room B next to it, and they'll unalive one of the pigs in room A, and then they'll put food in room A, and all the pigs will go into room B until they starve until they pass away. And yeah, just the whole concept of evolution through means of natural selection means that any species that's currently living has a drive to survive.
So then if you drug the animals, it would be okay to go ahead and unalive them afterwards, after the
Yeah, if you
drugging?
drug women, is it okay to make love to them?
Well, we're not talking about women, human beings. We're talking about animals.
I'm talking about beings, right? When I said I don't think you should be able to take the life of something that doesn't want to die if you don't have to. I didn't say human. I didn't say animal. I said the life of something, right? A being.
So if the being doesn't know that they're being unalived, is it okay to take their life?
Yeah, let's see. Do you think that you should be able to like
He's not answering my
murder?
question.
Obviously not, right? And I can point you to where in your own moral compass this would not be okay. Obviously, you don't think like euthanizing people against their consent is good, right?
Well, then you contradicted yourself.
Hey,
You said
Catholic, you want to
earlier,
answer my question
animals
now?
that
You
know
want to
that
answer
they're
my
being
question? You want to
unalive,
answer
you
my question?
shouldn't
You want to
kill
answer my
them. But
question? You want to
now
answer
you're
my
saying
question? You
it's
want to answer my
okay if they
question? You
don't
want to
know
answer
that
my
they're
question? You want to
unalive.
answer my question? You want to answer my
So
question?
either way, it's
Oh,
not
wait.
okay to
Oh,
unalive
and
them.
wow, you're muted. Yeah, so answer my question, right? Can you take the life of something that doesn't want to die if you don't have to, if it's the case that it's anesthetized?
Yes, yes. With
Okay,
regards to the
cool. So
death
as
penalty,
long as
you can.
anybody's getting surgery, you can go in there and ice pick
Did
them
you
in
hear
the
what I
brain?
said? With regards to the death penalty, you can.
I didn't ask about it. I'm asking about your
Well, you said,
morals.
can you, somebody, take the life of somebody? So yes, you can,
No,
with
I didn't
regards
say
to
can. I
individuals
said
that are on
should.
death row.
Do you
Yeah,
think that
should
his
here.
do you think that his question was qualified only within the domain of the death penalty? Do you think that that's what he was asking?
You got to raise up your volume, dude. I can't hear a word you're saying.
Yeah, I said, do you think that his question was qualified strictly in the domain of the death penalty? Do you think that that's what he was
Yeah,
asking?
he said somebody. He didn't say with regards to everyone. He just said somebody.
Yeah, do you think the question was? Do you think that it's okay if someone
Yes,
is?
I do. I think it's okay to go ahead and unalive somebody that's.
Yeah. How about you? How about you fucking wait your turn?
Yes, I just
and
answered
answer the
you.
question. Yeah. So you think that in all cases? Yeah, you think in all cases it's okay that if somebody is anesthetized that you could take their life?
No,
That's
not
a
in
yes
all
or no.
not in all
Okay,
cases
no.
because
So
we're talking about
it's not,
humans.
yeah, so then it's not in all cases, right? So like when he was asking
Because we're
the
talking
question,
about humans.
Yeah, when he was asking the question, he was asking whether you could do it simplicator without any other qualifications. But you're being dishonest and saying, "Oh, well, in the case of death penalties, you could." That wasn't the question.
Well, he's already admitted that they don't want me to speak. They're going to mute me. They censor those who disagree with him.
No, you could disagree in an honest way,
Look,
right?
the
But when
fact
you
of the
start being
matter is, you're
slimy, when you
hypocrites.
start being
You're
slimy, yeah. What's the hypocritical
yeah,
position?
the
What's the hypocritical position? Yeah, what's the
They don't want you to hear the hypocrisy.
What's the
They're going to mute me.
hypocrisy?
They don't want you to hear what the hypocrisy
That's okay.
is.
Just give the
I don't care about the
hypocrisy.
meta. What's the hypocrisy?
Yeah, it's being vegan and pro-choice at the same time.
Yeah, how is that a hypocritical position? Go for it.
Yeah, because you're not in favor of unaliving animals, but you're in favor of unaliving human beings.
What in the vegan ethical position says that unaliving animals simply?
Yeah, so it's okay to unalive human beings, innocent little.
Answer the question.
But it's not okay to unalive.
Yeah, stay fucking.
You can't unalive.
Yeah, stop.
Mice can.
Stop. Here.
But human beings can be.
Here you go in death by mod.
See, this is their
death by mod, right? Like, stop running and listen to the question that I'm going to ask you.
Oh, he ran.
I kicked him, to be clear, but he can request back up.
Okay. Yeah. Look, nothing within the vegan ethical position says that it's okay to unalive, like, animals or unalive. Like, there's very specific frameworks or parameters, right? Which you're failing to articulate in the argument, which is why your argument is failing right now. Nobody ran from you. You could come up and stop over talking and strawmanning the position. That's what you could do, and answer a question linearly rather than going off in the meta. So, can you state to me in the vegan ethics what is it that is being stated in terms of harming other animals?
Notice everybody that if I begin speaking, they're going to mute me and they're ultimately going to kick me. This is what they do.
Answer the fucking question.
So the fact of the matter is, anybody can see the hypocrisy. See, then
look,
go. There's the muting. There's the muting.
I already stipulated that I don't care about
and then they overtalk you, they interrupt you and talk over you, just like what he's doing right now.
Repeat the question.
There it is.
The question that I was asking.
I kicked him again. Look, if the first thing that you say is, Jim, you're too quiet, I can't hear you, there's just going to have to be some agreement to where when the person, right, with the really, really quiet mic is talking, you just can't scream over them and talk to some crowd of 13 people which you think that you're impressing, right? Nobody gives a fuck. Be a real person, right? Obviously, your position is going to get better with more clarification, so allow for clarification. Come back up.
I don't think he's going to engage.
Because he wants to come up here and talk about meta. Oh, they're muting me. Nobody fucking cares. Stick with the argument.
God, that backdrop is giving.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man.
This is a big motion background.
Well, Tayson, you got to look forward to that when you become a Catholic. Just saying.
Look forward to what?
Catholic traditionalist rhetoric. That's just going to be what you turn into. So I'll be ready for that.
Yeah, I'm already working my way up to it.
Yo, what are you snacking on?
Wait, L2 goer. Guy in the top right. You want to talk to Black Labs now?
A peppermint.
So, I kind of forgot what our discussion was a little bit, honestly. Let me scroll up a bit.
Okay, you were actually talking to me, right? Yeah, so...
we were in the comments.
Okay, you guys can hash that out then.
But I will just preface that I'm mostly good at the science of the diet and resource stuff. Like I'm not actually very good at ethics and shit. So that's just a preference. Sorry, a preface.
Yeah, we were talking about morality and how like uh if like morality is subjective, then you can like justify like unaliving a certain group of people if you just had the right justification for it. Uh
You can do that.
and
Just so we're,
then
I'm a moral realist as well, but you can do that under moral realism quite often. It actually is under a lot of theories of natural realism.
as long as like the justification is quote unquote valid.
No, as long as the
It's,
truth maker to the moral proposition is of a natural kind or is some natural property.
Yeah,
Like under
or some
natural
property
realism,
that's
a
not.
reductio to the view is like a common reductio to natural realists is you can either take this sharp bladed object and run it across a particular body part with a lot of arteries, or you can just plunge it into their heart. Which one should you do? And the answer to that is you should run it across their part with a lot of arteries because it does not, it has a lesser chance of arteries because it does not, it has a lesser chance of inflicting harm than plunging it into their heart. And by harm there, what they mean is cease of life, which is a natural property. So you can justify abhorrent things in moral realism as well. But go on to what you were saying about the anti-realists again.
so you would hold that uh like say like torturing somebody would cause much more harm, like suffering than like sniping somebody out of the blue and just like unaliving them on the spot.
I'm not a natural realist, but are you asking
Oh
me? I was
yeah,
just
well
giving
I
you an
was
account
yeah.
of moral realism wherein abhorrent actions can be justified, like you were saying the anti-realist has.
Abhorrent actions. So
Yeah,
like
to a
abhorrent, like yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying like when you use the that word abhorrent, you're saying like things are just abhorrent, like outside of like anyone's opinion of
No,
that action being
abhor
abhorrent.
is greater than hate, right? What a reductio does is it's supposed to expose your moral seemings in contrast to your moral value, or what you say is your moral value. They're supposed to be indicative of some some dissimilar property you hold to. That's what reductios do. So when you say to the anti-realist, particularly subjectivist, look, under someone else's worldview, raping kids could be justified. That's supposed to induce a moral seeming that something is wrong with subjectivism. In the same way that when somebody runs a reductio against a moral realist, particularly in the example I brought up, a naturalist, it's supposed to induce a moral seeming that is supposed to divorce them from moral realism. But just to be clear, I'm a moral realist, but I'd be relaxing that shit.
Facts.
Sorry, I was connecting my Bluetooth. Like I'll be honest, bro. I don't really know all these like big words and stuff. But like, what would I be if I believed that morals are just objectively objective or just objective in general?
You would be an objectivist.
No,
I
did you
see.
say objective in general?
Uh, yeah, like basically, like in any circumstance, it would be wrong, no matter like how much justification you land onto
Well,
it.
is there a truth maker to those propositions?
It it would be yeah, it'd be God. I'm a theist.
Is it God's commands or is it something about God's nature?
That's gonna be the.
Like
It's
if
yeah,
if God commanded you to do something, is that good, or is it something about God's nature that you're indexing these propositions to?
it would be something along the lines of God's nature, like that I'm trying
Okay.
to align to.
And it's called non-natural realism. And that distinction between natural and non-natural realism is debated. So, I mean, look into non-natural and natural
So
realism.
when you say Schmurder is wrong or something like that, you're saying that the truth maker, what makes that proposition true, it's not some natural property of the world or something like that, or some property that supervenes on the natural properties. You're saying it's God.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I was saying that there wouldn't be evil in this world if like people didn't do evil. So like I'm trying to align to that like perfect standard of like what the world ought to look like based on like God, I guess like the standard of like God's being.
I'm a little unclear. Like, um, I mean, yeah, I guess. How would God make true the proposition? Uh, sorry, I'm thinking
He's
about it.
asking you because
Like
usually when you say a proposition is true, you're indexing it to a property, and a property is just some attribute about an object or about the world. And you're saying, as a non natural realist, well, clearly it's not about a property of the world, the property of some non natural object. And that non natural object here is God, which might be interesting language considering not many people would say God as an object. They say God as an agent. And if you say God is an agent, well, for moral claims to be made true by an agent is anti realism.
Cage
But
is like the is the truth maker for moral propositions, are they like really similar to like how you would justify a moral proposition, or can they be pretty distinct?
I mean, they're distinct in
Because like if
insofar as
I don't know if this would be an actual objection. I was just going to say that if you say the truth maker is God, it might actually make it really hard to deliberate about um which moral propositions are true or false. But I don't know if that's just stupid. It could
no,
just be
your
stupid.
question is perfect. I mean, yes, there is an epistemic question there about how that property justifies it, and that's the truth maker challenge. But then there's the whole thing about it not being normative in nature. It's metaphysically robust.
Mhm.
So the non-naturalist has so much work to do um, in proving that this non-natural property even exists in the first place. But I'm willing in this conversation to grant that. But the thesis of anti-realism is that moral propositions are made true by an agent's mind, or you could even say by an agent's implicator. Um, but the naturalist says that moral propositions are made true by some natural property of an object in the world. And then non naturalists say that a moral proposition is made true by some non natural property of an object. And if you're saying that God is some object which holds non natural properties, then he's not an agent, unless you have some interesting distinction between agents and objects. Wait, you said you don't. Never mind. This isn't even a fair question.
why can't agents be objects?
Because to be an object means that you don't have intelligence, rationality, a mind, first person experience, um, any of those things. That would be true of a agent.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah,
And a lot of
agents are just understood as like
Bruh.
things with minds and stuff.
The second I
I have
thought of
those
Sir, he
issues.
showed up.
I mean, you can it's there are people that say, look, there are properties of God as an agent
I'm like
uh,
Candyman.
that make true moral propositions, but they're not non-natural properties of God, the being. They're non-natural properties of God, the substance, which is usually how Catholics avoid that little critique. They say that God isn't some specific being. God is a substance, an ousia, and all that fucking fancy nonsense. Which then there's going to be theological problems from there that I'm just not educated enough to speak on because my team won the Super Bowl and I've been drinking for the past day. Uh, what can't imagine. Maybe if I was living in Kansas, I'd do some serious self-reflection, but couldn't be me.
Can anyone hear Cage? Because all I see is just the blue around the
I
box.
can, yeah. We all hear him. Wit.
I've been
You might
hearing
need
him.
to reconnect.
Can anyone hear Wit? I just see the blue thing around the box.
Well, that's painfully convenient that she can't hear him. That's very interesting.
Can anybody hear Kason? All I see is this cute little box.
Pause.
Wait, is the host talking? All I see is the blue lighting up around the box.
You guys are terrible trolls, man.
Shut the hell up. I'm sorry. I thought you
Yeah,
were
shut
someone.
up, Kai.
I'm sorry. I no.
Kai, shut your bitch ass. Yo, hey.
I thought I did
Fuck
not.
all of your boxes.
I didn't know that was Kai.
That's what she said.
Aren't you in Japan or something? Why are you on TikTok?
Me?
I'm in Hong Kong. They can't stop me. It's banned here.
We know you would never go to Japan. Come on.
I mean, that's a long ass flight.
That's what I'm saying. You'd never be there.
It's 15
Absolutely.
hours to get here.
How
That's
much?
crazy green screen. It's awesome.
It's a green screen. Fuck you.
Well, now what? Wit came and destroyed the entire fucking conversation. Holy shit.
What?
You came and destroyed the entire conversation.
I didn't say anything. I didn't
That's the
destroy
problem.
anything.
We were waiting for you to say something and you let us down. So now we're all depressed.
That sounds like a you problem.
And I don't have any antidepressants because I'm not depressed, but now I am. So what the fuck am I supposed to do?
I don't know. Deal with it. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I don't know.
Well, that's some American shit. I'm a Canadian, eh? Don't you know that?
Yo, what is up with the coins for us Americans? I mean, I can't access any of my coins. When am I going to have access to my coins?
It's
Thank you.
because you
I
don't
thought I
have
was
access
the only one.
to the Apple Store, so you can't make transactions with that.
Okay, well, when is that going to change?
I don't know, man, but I got like 200. I have $200 sitting in there, man.
The clock
Coins
is
for
ticking,
what?
TikTok. The clock is ticking.
Is this like betting stuff?
No, I'm talking about TikTok. The coins on TikTok.
Oh.
You might try going on the website with a VPN.
I haven't even got
log
any
in.
tips. Can someone send me a coin right now? Does it work?
Kai, are you sure you're Canadian? You don't sound Canadian to me.
Yeah, well, I'm from Ontario. I'm not from where you're from.
Well, I mean, I spent 27 years in Ontario. What do you mean?
I don't know. I have a nasally voice. Maybe that's why.
Very interesting.
Hey, one of you Northerners
Yeah, but
send
no,
me
I'm
a rose.
I could hear the Canadian in Kai's voice.
Really?
You do have a really whiny voice, Kai. You sound like Jonah Hill, though.
Yeah, you always say that.
And I could hear the black in your voice.
True.
Yeah, Kai, you can hear the black in your voice, absolutely.
But I'm actually like a 7% Nigerian.
It sounds like unemployment.
All right, prove it. Say it.
Can we talk about that halftime show? I can't. That was the best halftime show of all time.
Yeah, man, the rabbit holes are going deep.
I didn't watch.
Oh, it was so good.
The whole Super Bowl calling my boy Drake a PB3 disrespect.
I can't believe Kendrick Lamar pulled that off. I mean, he was able to sing a diss song at a Super Bowl halftime show.
How do I meet, sir?
While being sued for the diss song. Can you imagine? Like, Drake is buried.
Yeah.
If I was Drake, I would be hiding underground. I would never see the light of day again.
He brought that into 2025 as well. That's pretty fucking funny.
And the sinister smile he gave at the camera when he said, "Hey Drake." Oh my God! What an evil supervillain!
I didn't even catch that in the actual show.
I don't know.
Yeah,
what did you like about
next
it?
album is bad.
What did
I
you like
actually
about
thought it was
Kendrick's performance?
I mean,
What
like
was
besides all
about
the messaging, I didn't like it too much, and it was really hard to hear him.
That's what I liked about it, is all the messaging.
It just feels
What?
like an onion that we're going to keep unpacking.
It was his typical shtick. It was his whole, oh, black people aren't being conforming to society. You got to conform to society. No, you're too loud. And then he does humble. And then after that, he disobeys. And then it
Wait,
goes.
Cage.
I thought it was a
Cage,
terrible show.
respectfully, shut the fuck up.
Look,
Ooh.
as far as I'm concerned, the whole pro-black thing,
Wait,
right? Especially
Wait,
on live TV,
Serena
shut
Williams was
up. Give me your
crip
top
walking.
5. Give me your top
like
5
that,
Super Bowl shows right now.
like that died
When
Give
during
me
the
you
your
think
top
of
BLM
5 Super Bowl
era.
halftime shows
blackface,
right now,
AJ,
Cage.
And
What's in
while
your
it
lineup? What's
died,
your top 5?
well, certainly Lady Gaga in 2011, probably Beyonce in
Okay, that's a good
2016,
one.
The Weeknd in 2015.
Well, that one's
The
okay, I
weekend is
guess.
just Diet Drake.
What do I want to say? Who's my bottom two?
Just Diet Drake.
Oh, probably Maroon 5 in 2017,
I
2018.
don't even remember that one. What is Maroon? What
Look,
is
if you
that
say,
one?
oh my god. Okay, cool.
Maroon
Sorry.
5? They
Sorry,
made,
Cage.
what do you mean? They made so many bangers.
I know, but I'm just sorry that I just thought that my respect for you was going to stick around for a long time, but I guess that's not the
Anyway,
case.
the point is just look, the pro-black thing was done better a long time ago. It's just boring now. It's played out.
Well, my favorite part. I'll tell you why I liked it so much. The tease to the song when we all knew he was being like sued, and the way he teased it, like the whole performance, whether or not he was going to do the song, and then when he did the song, just the whole aura around it. Him smiling at the camera when he said Drake's name.
Aura.
Drake's XC walking on fucking
No, you're
during.
missing layers. You're missing the layers. It's like, sir, the layer is that Serena Williams'
Yeah.
late sister was unalived by like Crips in Compton. Right?
Yeah, I
There's
know.
one layer you're missing. The other
Well, wait,
layers is that
Well,
I
like
knew
Crips
that,
kill
but
Crips.
That's exactly why he was bringing it up, though. That he didn't miss it.
yeah, I knew that. I just saying. You're asking me what I liked about it.
okay.
I'm
Look,
just
I mean,
saying.
the
Like,
only
then also on top of that, there's all these layers you can unpack about the whole story. It's just so cool. It's just like I don't know.
right.
I
I'm not
just
disagreeing that he's a great artist. I just don't think he had the repertoire for a Super Bowl halftime show. Half the country wants mindless like pop jams. I don't think when it comes to
So your contention was that it was too good for America?
yes, my contention is that he's not a mainstream rapper. He shouldn't have
they
done a
can get that.
mainstream show.
They can get
He's
that next year.
mainstream. I'd say he's
Kendrick is
mainstream.
not mainstream at all.
He's
I'd say
Nobody knows
he's
Peekaboo.
he's the
easily
number one
mainstream.
rapper in the world.
I would say Kendrick is mainstream.
Yeah,
If you
If
walk down the
Kendrick isn't
street,
he won
mainstream,
5 Grammys
if
this year,
Kendrick isn't a
motherfucker. How is he
mainstream
not
rapper,
mainstream?
name a mainstream rapper.
well, a mainstream rapper would be someone like The Weeknd, right, where everybody could name 5 songs or at least sing 5 different lyrics from 5 different songs that he has. There's somebody to rap the
Dude,
chorus at
but
GNC.
Kendrick and J.
he's
Cole
not
are
even a rapper.
mainstream. Just get over it.
They're not,
Yeah,
look, they're mainstream for, well, Kendrick is mainstream for rap. And when I say rap, I don't mean hip hop or R&B like someone like Drake would be, right? I mean rap. And rap is not mainstream, especially black ethnic rap that he
Yeah, but
tailors to his audience.
he just won 5 Grammys. Like clearly,
That doesn't mean he's mainstream, nor does it mean he's everybody's cup of tea, especially half the countries.
didn't he
Like
win album of the?
when I was watching that show, my entire white family was like, uh, is this, are we supposed to sing to this? Like, what's going on? And that's because one, his rap isn't meant for, first of all, isn't meant for all of America. He's already niched himself by being pure rap. So that's one niche. Second niche is he's very pro Pan Africanist black BLM rap. That's another niche. It's going to turn off half the country. And then third of that, he's not just hard lyrics that go very intuitively to the ear. They're very sophisticated lyrics. That's another niche on top of that. Need I go
But
on?
the most divisive niche is he does his little warning.
For that. Need I go on?
But the most divisive niche is he does his little warning voice, and I hate it. I hate it.
Like I don't think he's mainstream in the slightest.
He is, but he doesn't deserve to be.
I mean, after I heard Humble like for the 700th time on public radio, I'd probably say he is mainstream at that point.
Be humble.
Sing 2 bars from Humble that isn't the chorus.
Sit down.
That's part of the hook.
Oh, so you mean you remember the
Attack
part where he
allowances and
conformed to hip hop R&B? You remember the part where he was pure doing hip hop art. You don't remember any of the pure rap stuff.
But Cage, the fact that you called it a chorus and the guy in the top right called it a hook makes me just want to take his opinion over yours.
Wait, but
Look,
what are the
they're basically the same
necessary
thing.
and sufficient? What are the necessary and sufficient conditions for something to be considered mainstream? Like, is it just that one is able to recite the lyrics?
Yeah, by that
No,
logic, Taylor Swift isn't mainstream because no dudes listen to Taylor Swift, right?
no, I'd say it's that your niche is generally favorable or can be favorable to more than one out of two people. And as I've already said, Kendrick niches himself so far that he's not even interesting to half the population. I wouldn't say he's interesting to 75% of the population. The only reason why Not Like Us got so big was A, it was a great fucking song. Lyrically, musically, everything about that song was great. But second of all, he dissed one of the most famous hip hop R&B quote unquote rappers there is. And not only did he diss him, that was the fifth song he made after 6 months of going back and forth. So there's already hype built up there. If he was dissing somebody like J. Cole, you really think he would have got that big?
I don't think he would, but this was his year when it comes to 2025. It was Kendrick's year. So, like, I expected for him to be at the Super Bowl this year. If he comes to the Super Bowl 5 years from now, he shouldn't be. But this was his year. Give the man the Super Bowl.
I just don't think he has the repertoire. He had Humble, DNC, Not Like Us, TV Off. After that, none of his other songs would have done well, or at least done as well in the song in the stadium because they are lyrically challenged, and by that I mean complex. And then further than that, they require intellectual understanding. And I'm sorry, half of America doesn't have that, especially not when they're
No,
half
I hear you,
drunk.
KJ. But who had a better year than Kendrick in that industry?
I don't care. Well, it's not that I don't it's not that I don't agree that he deserved some degree of spotlight. I just don't think this should have been the outlet because he looked terrible, right?
I agree. I think he did ass, but I
Like if
might
if
give
you're
it
a
to him
Kendrick
still the
fan,
year.
was beautiful, right? If you're a Kendrick fan, he did the song, he did some lyrical songs like Peekaboo, he did some other good songs like TV Off or Not Like Us, and there was a story to it. It was all planned out, right? Everything was very Kendrick-esque. But that's exactly the same reason why 75% of the population right now on TikTok is dragging him. I just don't think he
I
was
agree.
good.
Taylor Swift would have been a better Super Bowl option. You know.
No, I think SZA would be like the person he performed with. SZA would have been better. Tate McRae would have been better. Literally anybody like that would have been better. And I'd argue Tate McRae had a pretty comparable year to Kendrick. So, like you asked who else would have done it, Tate McRae could have done it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. Like the Super Bowl isn't his vibe.
Well, and that, and
Yeah.
are we really going to look at that performance and say that was Super Bowl esque? Like, respectfully, he got a bunch of random dancers, by the way, only black dancers. So, if you wanted to turn your audience off some more when we believe in diversity, there's one way to do it. Further than that, they were wearing three different colors, and you got Uncle Sam as Samuel L. Jackson, and then you got Serena Williams to Crip Walk. I'm sorry, I'm used to Katy Perry flying through the air, all right, singing some crazy nonsensical song that half of America could shut their brains off to and get drunk to. That's what the Super Bowl was like traditionally for. That's why teams like Kansas City end up there all the time because they're brain dead fans.
Is Cage just upset that the halftime show is very woke?
Wait a second. That's not why they end up there. They end up there because they win
Yeah.
their
It was an
conference. What are you
insult
talking
to
about?
wit, sir. Track. Oh my god.
Oh, I forgot your obsession with insulting wit.
Oh, she was talking so much shit before the Super Bowl. I'm riding out this next year. I don't even like Jalen. I think he's a sellout myself, and AJ especially with the whole Tennessee Titans thing. I think he's a sellout too. But Saquon, yeah, that's my dude. I loved him since the Giants, bro.
I think you two need to make up right now.
Huh?
You and Wit need to make up.
I don't hate Witt. I hate the team. But yeah, I think Tate McRae would have done better. I think she had a pretty comparable year numbers wise. Um,
You think Tate McRae is more mainstream than Kendrick Lamar?
yeah, absolutely.
That's
100%.
that's
I was
insane.
gonna say I don't even know who
You're
Tate
just
McRae is.
incorrect.
Yeah, that's just insane. And
Well, let's
I
look.
mean, I think I love her, and I
How
still
do
think
we
it's
measure
insane.
this? Let's look at who has more downloads.
What?
Yeah,
That's not.
Kendrick
I'm
Lamar has
sorry. Isn't more
96 million
downloads is
monthly
who's more?
listeners on Spotify.
Okay,
Well,
how many
first of
does Tate
all,
McRae have? Can you look
I
that
think
up
Tate
for me?
McRae is more mainstream because she fits more niches that other people can agree
Okay, you
with.
have some weird mainstream. We're meaning here is like accepted to be popular music by a lot of people, known by a lot of people.
I'm sorry. Do you think like I just mentioned Maroon 5 and you had no idea who they were, sir?
What? I know who Maroon 5 is.
No,
I
I
said,
know who they are.
sir.
I just don't know anything about them.
They're I'm at a payphone and
Right,
I'm
but
in the
would you call
pouring
them
rain
mainstream,
in
sir?
misery.
Well, I
What about
think that.
Slipknot or Metallica? Are they mainstream?
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
like,
those
are
are
you?
mainstream metal
I
bands.
take the antithesis of mainstream to be like underground, not like
facts.
niche, right? So
Yeah.
like
What do you think
something could be
underground
very
means?
niche.
I think we can
Well,
consider
it's
something mainstream if people that don't normally listen to that genre of music listen to that artist. And
It's,
I
that's the
think,
problem. I take underground to mean like you're only known by a few people, and you're only known by a few people because you're so niche.
well, I mean, I think we're making a distinction here that like you could be only listened to by a few people, but known by many, right?
I don't care. Yeah, I'm not saying if you're mainstream if and only if you're known by many. I'm saying you're mainstream if and only if your niche is acceptable to the most amount of people. And Kendrick is not acceptable to the most amount of people. And we can like you can take that as either an epistemic claim or an empirical claim. And if it's an empirical claim, let's remove every single song. Well, he appeals for a majority of the song to R&B and hip hop, which is not what Kendrick is known for. It's not what K. Dot, the lyricist, is known
well,
for.
this Tate McRae looks like a freak.
So if we remove songs like Humble, songs like DNA, songs like I don't know if TV Off would count, songs like Not Like Us, right? Then we're left with songs like Peekaboo. We're left with GNC. We're left with his early hits from 2015 to 2017. Nobody can name them.
I see why people listen to this Tate McRae. She's pretty hot.
She just played at the
That's why they
NFL in
listen to her.
Ontario, right? She's all around Canada. She's known
The who?
up around northern Ontario, up around northern
She played
USA. She's
what?
pretty well
What?
known.
She played what?
I don't know KJ. I'm from Ontario. I do not know Tate McRae.
Well, I'm listen to this. She's got 50 million Spotify listeners.
Yeah, she's pretty,
I,
but she's not mainstream because of how many people listen to her. She's mainstream because she's pretty acceptable to a wide amount of people. She makes breakup songs that's
She's
non-gender.
about she's about half as
I hear
famous
you.
as
It's the
Kendrick.
type of music they're making makes them mainstream. You're right.
I've
She's
never heard of this chick
There's a
before, but
mainstream.
I'm gonna have to find out more about her.
like she makes songs about breaking up. Like I wouldn't would you call NF mainstream, Jim or sir? Anybody who
No,
considers to
of course
be
not. Of course not.
why he pulls in 100 million views a month whenever he releases an album.
I don't care, but all his fans are just people who liked Eminem and are depressed. That's it.
Okay, but so what makes somebody mainstream in your views,
But
Zach?
that's his whole point.
Yeah, but your whole thing was if they like hyper rule out niches, right? If the only way you can like NF is if you like, I don't know, want some like Slim Shady S figure. If he was more emo about it, then
No, I
that's a
don't
small
consider
percent of
NF
people.
mainstream either. I don't consider him mainstream. I was just seeing if you did,
Oh,
right?
true,
Because
true,
that or
true.
people like Jim or Sir, anybody who considers someone to be mainstream based on the numbers they pull a month, NF would be mainstream. I don't think he's mainstream at all. I
The
think he
bro
cuts
just won
himself
5
off.
Grammys. What are we talking about here?
I
People
don't
know who
care
he
if you
is.
won Grammy. The Grammys are like some weird social recognition, not from the most amount of people, because most people don't even watch the fucking Grammys. They're just a bunch of random voters that are niche to the Grammys. Like, ask somebody when the Grammys are every year. They won't tell you because they
At
don't know
night,
because they don't care.
at night.
Listen, that doesn't matter. Okay, the point is that I don't know how we can call someone that won so many awards in 1 year not mainstream.
Look, Kendrick isn't mainstream because he's not a niche that most people would find favorable. I think a lot of
How
people
many
actually
hip
find
hop
his
artists?
music repulsive. I think a
How
lot of
many hip
people
hop?
look at
How
Kendrick
many?
and think his music is like something to abhor.
How
I
many hip hop artists have won album of the year? I mean, what, like three?
Hip hop?
oh wait. I also think
But
that I
KJ,
mean Monkey Boy's in here now, but he knows that I think this. I don't like Kendrick's voice, and like I don't like. I'm not a fan. I'm an anti fan of Kendrick's. Right?
Yeah, I don't that's fine. I just don't consider him mainstream. I don't think his repertoire of songs fit the niche of the Super Bowl. The niche of the Super Bowl is brain dead drunk fans that just want to bop to some hip hop R&B song, maybe even like some opera singer like Whitney Houston, right? So that's number one, and
I
Kendrick
hear
is
you,
not
KJ,
that.
but you're putting what you're doing with your mainstream niche that you're putting on, where you want them to sound this way. You're reducing creativity,
No, I
right?
don't
So
want them to
now we're just
sound
gonna have a bunch of
anyway. I
copy
don't
and
care
paste.
about that. They're niche. What they're singing about needs to be impressionable or at least acceptable to the most amount of people. Like it's like just because you're singing a particular style like country, that doesn't eliminate someone who's a fan of R&B to not like your music. I think a lot of people can like other type or genres of music and it might even be favorable to them. Right? What I'm talking about is the substance of what you're singing about. If you make a song and you're saying, fuck men, men are terrible. Fuck the government's terrible. Fuck Republicans, the Republicans are terrible. Fuck white people are terrible, right? You've just alienated yourself from 70% of the United States. Minimum. Minimum. You're not mainstream. And like Tom McDonald, is Tom McDonald mainstream?
No,
No,
but
he's
Tom
not
McDonald was
mainstream.
also a terrible rapper.
Yo, there's been four raps. There's been four hip hop artists that's won album of the year. Kendrick Lamar is one of four,
Who are the other
and
three?
all Lauren
Yeah,
Hill,
Kendrick is
Outkast, and
obviously
Beyonce.
mainstream.
I don't think so.
Lauren Hill, Outkast, and Beyonce.
No, I don't. I mean, you might have some other semantic for mainstream, but we've already displayed it's not numbers per month. So what else could it be?
I can't believe that's only four hip hop artists have won album of the year. That's crazy.
If it's not numbers per month,
I
is
wouldn't even
it like
consider
social
Beyonce a
relevance?
rapper.
And
Yeah,
if
What
I
did
it's
you
think
say?
social
I would say it's
relevance,
social relevant.
well, I just want to know what the metric is because my metric seems to be like intuitively what most people mean when they say somebody is mainstream. So if
Yeah,
someone
my
says this
metric that
person's
everybody is disagreeing with seems to be what most people agree with.
no, I'm not saying they agree with. I'm saying like as I displayed with Jim. Jim said when someone's underground, it means a lot of people don't know about them. Well, a lot of people don't know about them because it's not going to be shown to them because their niche isn't one that fits with that artist. Why would I show you Tom McDonald when you've been listening to Tate McRae?
Well, because maybe you wanted to convert me to be like a white supremacist or something. You
By
might show.
I meant some algorithm, right? How most people discover music by going through like
Oh, no,
stations on Spotify or stations on SoundCloud or whatever type of listening app you listen to. That's how most people find music, presumably.
okay,
They
well,
like press.
if you go to hip hop, rap, any kind of like like on Pandora or Spotify radio station, I bet you don't go 15 songs without Kendrick coming on.
Yeah, because you're. Yeah, of course. If you go, well, he's not hip. Well, some of his songs are categorized as hip hop, but are you going to say Kendrick is a hip hop artist? Or are you going to
No,
say
he's
he's
a
a
he's a
rapper?
rapper.
Okay, well then if we discount his hip hop songs as not being Kendrick core or not being reflexive of his entire repertoire, well then let's press rap. Okay, well
Wait, but
obviously if
Kate,
I'm
wait 1 second.
interested in rap,
There's an important distinction here. I think that those times where he gets away from his roots, it's to fulfill other niches.
so then you're saying
Huh?
Kendrick deviates from
Huh?
Kendrick. He stops being Kendrick to
Come
appeal
on,
to the
Kate.
masses.
No, of course I'm not. I'm saying like if you put out your first mixtape, right, and you say, "Damn, only 30% of people care about this. I would really like for at least 51% of people to care about this." Your next
This man
mixtape
has
might
wait,
include some.
wait, right there, right there, right there. Why do only 30% of people care about this? Because you're sucking
Wait,
off
Cage,
theoretically
you
those
stopped
30% of
me from
people.
making my point, right? That is what I was arguing against, right? Look,
This
if
man's got 22 Grammys. Holy fuck, I didn't know that.
yeah, so wait. First of all, once again, Hex is in the comments being so lost. At Monkey Boy, white people arguing about quote unquote real black music. You're lost, right?
I don't
You're
even
just
know if Hex is in. This is like his fifth account, man. This is getting obsessive.
but
Anyways,
anyway. What I'm saying is, you might, if your goal is to make money as an artist, you might try on your second mixtape, right, to appeal to a more hip hop vibe for at least one or two songs. Have some features on one or two songs that might appeal, that
what's the
bring
point, Zach?
people.
What's the point? Kendrick's niche, Kendrick, A. Dot, comes from being a Pan Africanist who wants to support Black people. If he deviates from that, if he makes a song that doesn't surround or focus around that, then it's one of two reasons. It's a disjunct. One, it's because he has some other prevailing interest that is just so happenstancely to appeal to most people. Maybe it's like Hobson, where he writes a song about divorce, and insofar as Hobson cares about himself and he cares about his family, he writes a song about divorce. That's just that's just intuitively going to be impressionable to a bunch of people. Now, what I find to be disanalogous is when you say, okay, Kendrick goes and makes a song that isn't talking about this, because when he does talk about him or talk about this, which is him and his brand, he doesn't get people. I'm saying
But also,
Kendrick.
Cage, you're thinking that people like storytelling rappers, like maybe you and I do, right? But look, Migos aren't mainstream because people like their message. They're mainstream because they say rhythmic auto-tune stuff, right? Then they do like
Yeah, but
some
that's not Migos. I
huh?
don't consider that Migos. I consider that when someone says, "Yo, I'm about to go listen." I don't even know what one of the best songs. Like just take T Grizzly, right? Who's another storyteller
Wait.
rapper.
No. First of all, do you think that Migos is mainstream?
No, not at
You're
all.
you are lost, brother.
Look, and the reason, because when I say Migos, I'm talking about them and their message. I'm not talking about the 3 or 4 songs they made to appeal to the masses. Okay, if
Look,
you when you say Migos and you're talking about those 3 songs out of their
look.
50,
You think a lot of people
That's
would relate with
weird. Like
Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana. I got Molly. I got White. You think
Molly, I
people
got
are
white.
hanging on to that for like the lyricism?
no, I'm saying look, I'm agreeing with you that that's not their core. Just like Kendrick's core isn't nobody play for me, nobody care for, right? That's not Kendrick. Kendrick is a storyteller lyricist who has a message that's personal that he cares about and that he preaches about, right? This shit is
And
real to
he
him.
cries about it. I'm just kidding. I just hate his whiny
Him,
voice.
his album, right? We could just take not Meet the Grams. What was the first album he released after 5 years where it goes 3,765 days? I've been waiting. Um, I forget what the song is. It's the beginning of his album. That is Kendrick.
Mr.
Okay.
Morale.
Yeah,
Sex
Mr.
Lady.
Morale and Big Stepper. That is Kendrick. Not TV
Look,
off, not like us, not humble. That's not Kendrick core. Kendrick core are these songs where he's preaching about his life, what he cares about.
obviously Kendrick is better when he's a feature on Baby Keem
Oh,
songs.
are you saying
Oh,
G and
Jesus
X?
Christ.
Well, G and X was
Well, cages.
No, my
like
only
him.
point here, the only contention I have is that
It,
Kendrick did not Kendrick core. Kendrick, as he is, as he great as he is, does not have the repertoire to appeal to brain dead America. That's what I'm saying. I think he is an artist, lessens himself when he does things like that. And I think that's evident in the way in which he did do the Super Bowl. He tried to make it in such a way where everything was intentional. For every little thing, like the PlayStation controller intentional, Uncle Sam intentional, the vocals intentional, the song choice intentional, the people intentional. He had to do that because every other thing he was doing, the actual songs he was singing, not Kendrick Core. You think he would do that if he was singing Mr. Morale?
But that's
No,
the
but
point of G and X.
yeah, exactly.
It's just
Well,
him
the one
emanating
song?
dude,
like no,
I
the
understand what you're
album.
saying, KJ,
It's just him
but with
emanating the
the year,
West
like,
style.
sorry,
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that for him. I really do. And I hate it for him because he
I
lessens himself and gives these people like it comforts their like weird intuitions about what rap should be, and instead of what it is, especially Kendrick rap of all people.
I hear what you're saying, KJ, but you have when you have a year like that, you know, I would say you deserve the Super Bowl,
This
regardless
guy's the
of
third
your
most.
critiques.
This guy's the third most Grammy-winning rapper of all time. I didn't
By
know
the
he
way,
was
No,
that
he
successful. That's
deserves
for sure.
social recognition. He deserves praise. He deserves numbers. He deserves money, and he deserves more attention on his actual work, not the
Look,
work
That's
that he
so
just.
impressive.
wait, Cage, do you think Lil Wayne is mainstream?
Who? I didn't. Laura Wang.
Lil Wayne.
Little Wayne.
Uh, Lil Wayne is
Laura Wang
mainstream.
is
Laura
crazy.
Wayne?
Laura Wang is
I
That's
was like, who
crazy.
the
crazy.
fuck are you talking about? Um,
Do you think Dwayne Carter is mainstream?
no, Dwayne Carter certainly isn't mainstream. No.
Wait, that's Lil Wayne. Do you think Lil Wayne is mainstream?
What the fuck?
What Dwayne? No, there's an artist called. He literally has a song called Dwayne Carter Flow.
Look, that's because he's referencing Lil Wayne. Now,
So you're telling me the artist under SoundCloud and the name is Dwayne Carter and he's like 24 is Lil Wayne, the 44-year-old?
no, he's probably just a fan, right?
Oh, okay. I was referencing that guy, not Lil
Okay,
Wayne.
well, I'm talking about Lil Wayne, one of the best rappers of all time. So, do you
Oh
think he's
yeah,
mainstream?
I'd say he's a mainstream hip hop artist.
Okay, cool. What
I
about
wouldn't say
Jay
he's a
Z?
mainstream rapper. No.
I would say he's a
Wait,
mainstream rapper.
I'm just curious. Like the other top five Grammy winners that are rappers, you would consider them all mainstream, right? Like
Jay
Jay Z and
Z,
Kanye.
Kanye,
Jay
yeah.
Z, Kanye West, are they both mainstream?
I consider no look because Kanye today, no, not mainstream for rap. He's changed his niche. He stopped doing what he originally did, which is what I don't want Kendrick to do. That's why I'm
Yeah,
saying,
but like to say that is to say that like artists don't evolve throughout their career. Like different
oh yeah, you're right.
influences, be it
Kanye, the person who was
social.
preaching about that, is now saying free Diddy. Yeah, that's really improving and evolving in your career.
Oh
Well,
yeah, that
clearly
was
the dude's
crazy.
lost his marbles, but I mean, Kanye's been
I'm
crazy
not.
for a while. Like we all know that,
Yeah,
but I
I'm not
still,
saying
how
that.
is he not mainstream? Everybody knows who he is.
I'm
And
not
before
saying
you make
that.
fun of Kanye for saying free Diddy, you have to look at the court case because what
No,
they're
I'm not
doing is
saying
ridiculous.
Kanye is not. I'm saying Kanye is mainstream insofar as nobody could name any of his rap songs from '05, '06, '07, '02. Like Akon, I'd consider mainstream, but that's like 2001, 2000. I'd consider Eminem mainstream, but I certainly wouldn't consider him
Is
1994, 1996 M,
is
right?
Cage's point is supposed to be that like Kendrick's reflective, soulful lyricism is something that wouldn't appeal to most of the Super Bowl? Is that the idea?
I said my point
Yeah.
is that Kendrick is so niche that most people in America wouldn't care to choose his music over some other brain dead hip hop artist like Tate McRae. I don't think that the Super Bowl is an event to show off lyricism, soul music, and passion about your craft. I think it's an event where people just want to listen to some odd hip hop beat that they can rock to while drunk with their friends, which is not what I think that's beneath Kendrick. I don't think that's what he deserved. I think that does a disservice to the rest of his
I
music and the
think
rest of his
most of the people
repertoire.
that I've talked to enjoyed the
I think
halftime
that's
show and
true, but
enjoyed Kendrick.
yeah,
Yeah, of course
I
they
think
enjoyed it.
he's right about well, I don't know about the disservice stuff. That I don't agree with
Yeah, I
that.
mean, like, if do you think that like his music is something that should be listened to only by a niche audience, or should it be listened to and
No, I
appreciated
think
by
it
more
should be
people?
appreciated in the proper form, and I don't think most people have the capacity to appreciate it.
That's fine, but maybe most people after seeing the Super Bowl may not go out there and all of a sudden become like Kendrick fans, but
No, they're
they're gonna
dragging
be.
him. This is an
Oh
empirical.
wait,
They're
Uh,
literally dragging him across social media. What are you talking about?
I think you can still like appreciate something and like it even if you don't understand the full message. Like we see this in some movies all the time. There might be some hidden meaning intended by the artist that the person watching the movie or reading the book might not quite grasp, but they can still enjoy like the surface entertainment of it.
Yeah, I grant that if most people walked away and were like, I didn't understand most of what that guy was saying, but he seems passionate and I appreciate him. No, people are coming away making TikToks, making YouTubes, making podcasts saying he fucked up. This was a
Yeah,
shit
but
performance.
those are
Yep.
mostly,
That's
let's be honest.
terrible.
Those are mostly boomer racists. Like, who cares what
No,
they
they're
think?
not. No, they're not. There is a black guy on TikTok that's 25 years old who does music reviews for a living who immediately made a full review video in reaction to it. This isn't boomers saying this. This is your average person saying this because they don't
Most of the people
appreciate the
saying this are
message.
boomer.
They're not going and investigating the rest of his actual repertoire that he cares about, that I think he would show people if they were to say, who is Kendrick Lamar? If you were to put an album or a short playlist together that said, who is Kendrick Lamar? I hope to God the first thing you don't put is TV off. Are you kidding? That's like the
Wait,
most
but
dumb shit I've ever
that's
heard.
just begging the question that his goal was to widen his fan base rather than just make Drake look like an idiot.
You think that whole performance, his only intent was to make Drake look like an idiot?
I think it was his biggest one, yeah.
So you think he did the whole PlayStation thing? You think he did the whole black activism thing?
Oh,
You
I mean,
think he did the
obviously,
entire?
obviously,
No,
obviously, aside from the like the motivations, right? Where like obviously there was some allegory of like Uncle Sam, right, being Uncle Sam, Samuel L. Jackson, and in the beginning the American flag being made out of like the bodies of black people. Obviously, there's that there, but I mean
And the gang violence?
that's just addressed in his beef with Drake when he says, "Notice how I said me, I mean not. Notice how I said we, not me. This is what the culture's feeling."
Yeah. And what did they? Do you remember what the Colors did when he played Squabble Up?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
You remember how the red group got together and started like boxing the blue group, and the blue group got together and boxed the white group, and the white group got together and
I
boxed the red
understand
group?
the metaphors and the allegories. I
How is that
understand.
talking about Drake? In what way or fashion is that a
Hey,
political or is
Cage,
that a
wait,
statement about Drake?
Cage, look, Cage. I think that there's some like maybe little realm in your mind where you've slipped into just being uncharitable. Obviously, I don't mean every step he took was about his beef with Drake, right? The things that obviously weren't about Drake weren't about Drake,
So
right?
like 70% of the performance.
Sure.
Okay, so then it wasn't his primary intent to
I
embarrass
mean,
Drake.
no. It can be his primary intent and not take up a lot of the performance time, right?
And effort and coordination and planning.
Yeah, just assume I meant all that.
Assume. Okay, so you want me to assume when you said that was his primary intent, you want me to assume that he only wanted to devote maybe 20% of his entire performance quoting a song that everybody expected and he was pretty much pandering for. Like, I
Look,
don't think
man.
he wanted to do that because if he, like, now he's going to face increased legal repercussion from it
Yeah,
just
and
because people
the
wanted it.
message was that I'm not scared of you suing me more, right? I'm gonna do this anyway.
He already said that publicly. It was already very clear, right? You
Okay,
can't make
but
it any more obvious.
was it like have every member of the Super Bowl chant A minor? Was it that publicly known?
Everybody knew that if he played Not Like Us, that and first of all, there's two things. If he played Not Like Us, would he say Drake's name? And the second thing is, would he say a minor? Because those are the two big convictions in the lawsuit right now. And he did both of those things. He
Yeah,
came out with a chain that said A on it.
yeah,
I don't think that was his primary goal. I think his primary goal was to say, okay, I understand the Super Bowl is a literal fest of idiots and mind numbing mouth breathers. And I want to try and convert all of these people to some type of cultured individual, but I'm already at a disadvantage because most of these people are white. And if they're not white, then they don't fit my niche of rap. And if they don't, if they do fit that niche of rap, they might not be a storyteller. And if they are into storytelling, they might not be into, do fit that niche of rap, they might not be a storyteller. And if they are into storytelling, they might not be into lyricism. Furthermore and furthermore. So I'm going to try to convert them by making my performance an allegory for who I am as an artist. Yes, I do pander and make hip hop songs sometimes, but most of my content is substantive. That's why most of the performance, even the organization of the performance, has layers upon layers, which I don't think he should have done. I don't think he needs to do that. I think it would have been better had he done a gigantic private performance similar to the Super Bowl and then just played out this year. Like, what? Why not let some other mouth breather do the Super Bowl that has the repertoire
Well,
that you can just.
maybe he was trying to take your advice and break through those niche barriers.
He set them. He chose to do that very intentfully. Like he's not niche just because he happens to fall into these niches. He makes it very clear that he is pro-black. He is very much so against the white patriarchal oppressive system. He makes it very clear that he's against our current government. He makes it very clear that he's against any oppression towards black. This is all choices that he makes every day, continuously. That's like why half of his beef with Drake was about colorism. He like I'm not sure what's I don't think he. It's not. I'm not saying Drake is terrible. I'm saying him doing the Super Bowl was a disservice to him because he doesn't fit the niches of what Super Bowl goers or watchers would do. Like I think a bunch of white moms would have rather just listened to like fucking hip hop over and over again than listen to Squabble Up, which by the way is one of the most underperforming songs on that album.
Dude, Squabble Up is like sampled all over TikTok though.
Yeah, that album has literally 40 million songs on one, or 40 million views on one song. So when I say it's underperforming song, compare that to a song with like what is it, 300 something or no, 210 million plays on Spotify. What does Not Like Us have right now? 210, 240? Something fucking batshit insane. So yeah, if that
All
song
I'm
gets
saying
like
is even people that don't even understand the message for Squabbled Up, they still use that sound just because they like how it sounds. Like to
yeah,
me, like that just like
I think that's terrible. I think that's like musically ignorant. That's
no,
like
it
me
is,
playing
but like
Mockingbird because I like the beat. Eminem's Mockingbird.
yeah, but like that's the whole point. Like if it sounds good to like the mainstream audience, wouldn't that like classify him as like a mainstream sort of artist? Because people just like how Squabble Up sounds, even though they probably don't understand the message about it.
If I slap you and I tell you I hate you because you're stupid and you think, "Oh my god, he touched me. He must like me." What? Kendrick is slapping the mainstream with his message and they're like, "You guys got a kind of a nice beat to it." When in the message if you listened, he's saying, "You guys are idiots. Wake up. Come on."
Wait. I'm sorry, I gotta break in. You know that there's some people that like to be slapped. So, like, yes, slapping some people would say that you like them.
Those people should do like that one competition
But
where
are
like
you
they
one of
slap
those
each other.
Wait,
people?
Vio, do you have anything else
Are
to
you
say
one of those
before you're
people,
gone?
Viodoxy?
But no, I'm sorry. I was just.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I don't think Drake
Like
would
he's definitely one of
actually
those guys who likes
I
to get
think the
slapped, but
Super
no one
Bowl
says that.
would have been
Well,
better
wait, Cage,
if
I'm inviting Matt Adams up here to see what he has to say on the subject.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you're lucky.
I think the Super Bowl is tailored for Drake fans, right? Mouth breathers that just want a nice beat. I know in the Harlem Bling, right? Like I think that would have been great because that's like Drake esque.
Hey, I have a broken nose, Kate. Oh wait, I have a broken nose, KJ. There's nothing wrong with mouth breathers. Okay, you can breathe through your mouth sometimes, bro.
Like
When
let's
you have a
play
broken nose, it's acceptable.
like Hotline Bling, maybe some like Family Matters he might have played, which is still like hip hop. Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go like, are you kidding me? Like, what are we doing here?
Wait, don't act like Drake's not a good rapper though, right? Like,
Not comparatively to J. Cole or Kendrick. No, he should have like tapped out of that fight instantly.
I mean, as far as like storytelling rap, cool, but like he's definitely like, you know, I mean
He's alright. Like he's okay. He beat like your average trending rap battle, maybe if the rap battlist had to like conform to hip hop.
I don't think he would do well in a rap battle at all, but I don't think battle raps do people do well in making music.
I think he's a great musician. I think he's a great artist. He understands people very clearly. It's probably why he hasn't put. Well, actually, that's not true. He did put a bunch of songs out after Not Like Us was produced, and he got shit views. He's still getting terrible views. I think is Drake a P3DO is like one of the top Google searches when you look up, or that includes the word Drake in it right now. Or it's Kendrick saying "Say Drake" at Grammys, something like that, and it pains
So
me, right? Especially as a light skin, because Kendrick hates light skins. Like he does not like race mixing at all, in the slightest. He's very vocal against it. He doesn't
Has he said that?
Yes, he's very vocal with the whole colorism rhetoric, right? He does not think that people should mix. He thinks that cultures should stay within their own selves, which, I mean, isn't per se race, but more often than not, I justify that secondary part by saying, look, every single time he makes a diss against Drake, it's either substance against his or his rap skills, or it's against his race. Actually, I might not make that a disjunct. I might conditionalize it further upon his like personal life. But it's one of those three things, right? His entire beef in Euphoria was about Drake not being black and being a colonizer, right? Anyways, now that I've scared off half the live by saying
yeah,
talking
you
about
got
a
scared.
niche rapper.
Well,
Well,
this
I'm
is
not
just
gonna
a.
lie. I have to. I think for the most part, I have to actually agree with Cage on this topic. But do you think
Well, it is
though
just an
there was?
agree to disagree.
Yeah, I think though. Do you think Cage that he had an advantage though with it being in New Orleans since
Yeah,
the race?
I think it was great, but I mean, I think if mostly New Orleans people were there, that's great. I obviously think quite a few people went for the Kendrick halftime show, but I'm more so
Yeah.
talking about the 150 million people watching at home.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was already seeing my local Facebook page making comments about it, and basically it was just like they might as well just said, "I don't like black people in their music." I mean, they were just basically dancing around it.
Right? Look, this was exactly what I was talking about with Jim when I said it's an empirical claim that most people are dragging the fuck out of Kendrick right now. And it's not because he did like something incorrect substantively or made a blunder. It's because and he said this in his performance, he could have people watch his performance 20 over 24 hours and they still wouldn't get it. He said that or something more eloquent than that verbatim. And he was right.
I mean, the truth is, most of the main demographic of the Super Bowl viewer is going to want some country artist up there that's going to be singing about typical country stuff.
You want someone you can like empathize with or maybe like put yourself in their shoes when someone's saying I hate white people because they're oppressing me and I hate this excuse me I hate this light-skinned dude over here because he's a P3DO. What who's empathizing with that?
When's the last
And
time that they even had a country artist do the Super Bowl?
do you count Jelly Roll? He
I
featured.
feel like it's been I think it's
Corey,
been a fucking
Corey's like,
minute.
hell yeah, give me that Toby Keith. Corey,
Toby Keith
Let me
is
look him up.
dead.
I was about to say,
I
I was
think.
gonna
I
tell him
think.
I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this, Corey.
Yeah, so but like I
But
can't
I think
remember
Kendrick did his
honestly the
job.
last time that a country artist played the Super Bowl.
Luke Bryan 2021.
Ow, well shit. Fuck, I didn't know that. I don't ever watch
See, he did it.
I generally
Kendrick
don't
did a
watch
better
the
job than
halftime
Luke
show, so
Yeah,
Definitely only
because
so
we're not
person I
talking
care
about
about
Luke.
the
We're
Super
talking about
Bowl.
Kendrick. So I think he did his job. If you like it or don't like it, he cooked because we're talking about him right now, right? So
we're talking about him.
as an artist, he did his job.
Yeah, if you go up and you sing a shit song terribly, you did your job as an artist. I don't think it was a question of if he did his job. It was a question of if that was his job to do or if that's a job he should have done. I don't think it is.
so is Kai saying that like bad publicity is good publicity?
Yeah, he has our attention.
Yeah.
Like that. We're talking about him regardless. It is good or bad. Like he's not being called a P3DO right now. He's just should he perform the Super Bowl or not?
No,
He did good.
he had that before though. He was a he's already a multi-millionaire. He was very accomplished in the rap scene already. Then he was accomplished socially with the Grammys. And like there's nothing further than that for an artist for one song to do the Super Bowl is just something you do if you have the repertoire for it and they pay you enough. I think they paid him enough, and I think he did it just because he wanted the exposure in the hopes that yes, 150 million people are going to see this, and maybe 1 million of them give my music a chance. I doubt if
Well,
it's even that much. Maybe
I don't know. I mean,
500,000.
like, look. Well, first, I don't think they get paid. Super Bowl entertainers, performers don't get paid. They kind of use that as a platform for stuff. But if indeed, maybe, I mean, like his intent or what he wanted to do, as any artists with their art form, is to just evoke some emotion and some message, right? And the fact that there are people talking about him and expressing some emotion, from the die-hard fans like yourself to people who are just saying, who the hell is this guy and why was he performing? Like, he achieved his goal of evoking a message.
I really hope that wasn't his goal because he already achieved that goal when he has over 200 and some odd million streams on that song. Like, you don't need,
Yeah, but you
unless
don't
he
think
was
that
trying to get his
you don't think that the
song.
Super Bowl is like a platform that has like a lot of eyes? It's like a
Oh, of
good
course it is.
stage
Yeah,
to,
that's
yeah,
just
of
trivially
course.
true.
So
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
yeah. So I mean,
But
like, maybe he just wanted to springboard on one of the most, if not the most viewed televised event in
yeah,
order
that'd
to
be great.
perform his art.
That'd be awesome if it was his music was the type of thing most people would like, and it was just like an exposure thing. Certainly isn't an exposure
Um,
thing.
I think he went out there. I mean, the whole thing with like, this is where I disagree with Zach. I don't think his primary goal was out there to like publicly humiliate Drake because he had already done it. What he did in the Super Bowl was just for shits and giggles. But his main message was a political message, and the people who are were there to receive it and who were watching it received it, got it.
Even even some people that I know are Pan Africanists, like, and Sean's gonna hate me for this. She's gonna like actually murder me. She didn't get it, and she's a Pan Africanist. She didn't. She didn't. Well, first of all, she doesn't think that the message was political, but she didn't get it, and she thought it was a terrible performance, mostly because of the aesthetics of it, and didn't meet the Super Bowl like flying through the air, Lady Gaga wearing a crazy ass dress type shit. My critique is much more like, okay, well, look, Kendrick doesn't have the repertoire to do it, and the repertoire that he does have for this type of event isn't at all his core message or who Kendrick is at heart, what he started out to be, what he prides himself on at all. That's why it comes off odd when somebody views that Super Bowl performance and is like, okay, he's singing humble. Okay. Why is everybody in the crowd black? Okay, well, why is he making hints about, black rights and black oppressions in the past? Where is this all coming from? It's because hints of his true artistic like intent come out in his like mainstream rap. Like Humble does that especially well, and people just don't get it. In fact, they probably tune it out or ignore it. It's like when somebody hits a wrong key in a piano solo. You're like, oh fuck, that was terrible, and then you move on.
I get what you're saying.
And I think Kendrick knows that that's not his main audience as well, though, right? So, but when you get a job offer like that, you kind of have to take it. So you're just mad that they gave him the opportunity. There's better people you should give that opportunity to.
Yeah, because
Is your
if
overall? Because
Kanye
if you get,
if Kanye would have been asked, right, to do it, he would have got up there and tried out his stand-up comedy and just said 6 million, more like 200,000.
No, like I said, I think Tate McRae.
that's so fucked up. That's so fucked up.
I think Tate McRae would have been a better option, not because she's a better artist, but literally because her music is more amenable to more people, right? Her, her music about breakups and overcoming adversity as a woman in 2025 isn't going to be like repulsive to anybody that's even outside of that niche. At least people can bop along and say, she did well. It's hard to bop along and say she did, and Kendrick did well when he's making a political statement that white people have been oppressing black people, not just through history, but today as well. And not just white people, but also people of color that are mixed or biracial, right? So There goes. That's why nobody, by the way, none of his dancers were biracial. All of them were social, like the category of social black. Every single one of them. Don't believe me? Like, look, go look. Every single one of them is phenotypically black. None of them are ambiguous, like me, or mixed, or appearing as mixed, or whatever. None of them. Not a single one of them. And that's not by accident. I don't agree with Talos, but I think Kendrick certainly has Talos in his performances. I wouldn't be surprised if you vetted some of those dancers, and a lot of them were
It
political
wasn't for you,
activists.
KJ.
Is Talos a new rapper?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
make
thought
that.
you were saying Kinglos before he was Kinglos, he was Talos.
I
Yeah,
Or
actually
like
no.
have.
Loso is a battle rapper, um, but he's Christian, so he probably wouldn't have done that.
I don't know. I think Tom McDonald would be an example of somebody that shouldn't do the Super Bowl. Uh, who else is somebody that I like that's considered socially mainstream? That like NF shouldn't do the Super Bowl. Um, Trying to think, but anybody that's like really popular in one niche, super super popular. I don't really know what you would call NF's niche. Um, like mental health awareness.
Yeah, mental health, Slim Shady fans.
Yeah,
I would also
shouldn't.
cry if Tom McDonald ever even was popular enough to be afforded the opportunity to do the Super Bowl. I think I would be motivated to do harmful things to people.
I'm just saying, one like a. I'd be fine if Kendrick was somebody like Lil Wayne or uh like even fucking Tupac could do the Grammys because his music isn't so niche that people can't understand. His music is about struggling as a poor kid, right? And trying to figure out the shit that we call life. That's not race specific. What is race
I mean, but a
specific?
lot of Tupac stuff was shedding light on racial disparity.
That
He
guy said,
literally won the award.
Yeah, I'm saying most of his music was not an attempt to point some dispositional some dispositional position between the black and white race. It was a lot of gang violence, B, mostly commenting on the economic structure of the world as he was in, and then C, women and a bunch of like lifestyle things like that. None of them, none of his bigger songs really primarily were the message of race. I think a lot
He
of
won the music video.
didn't he do
I'm
the song
sorry.
that he just won like 4 Grammys on?
Yeah, he literally
5.
did.
You guys thought I was talking about Kendrick when I was just saying that? I was talking about
No, you're talking
Tupac.
about Tupac. Tupac Shacker.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's very clear that Kendrick is a political Pan Africanist. And if you didn't get that from his music or his tweets or
I'll
his
be back,
YouTube,
second.
What?
you can get that
He's
from
not
him
Hotep.
himself. I don't really understand where this critique is coming from. I wasn't talking
So
about.
Hotep is African.
What are you asking me?
Hotep?
Is that a question?
Do you know what it is?
Wait,
No.
maybe this isn't Hex, or maybe
And
it's Hex
Hello?
using an accent.
and you don't need to be African to be a Pan Africanist or be pro black.
Exactly. And it's not. It's not. It's African. I mean, he's black. Like, I don't understand where the fixation is. He won the Grammys, so
This is Hex doing an accent.
Do you think just because someone wins the Grammys makes them mainstream?
yes.
Okay,
Do
so
you think
before
that
he
if somebody says I won a Grammy, have they just given you an argument?
Exactly.
I knew it was you.
Hex, look, I've blocked you on 4 accounts now, man. This is getting a little bit weird, especially as a black individual. I feel a little bit weirded out that a white man is stalking me like this.
Well, if you were up here as your regular self, but using the accent is kind of shady.
It's fun.
Well, I mean, also, Like, look,
It's
I don't
not
really feel
blocking.
comfortable speaking to a
It's
white
just
man.
entertaining because nobody will actually debate with me. But whatever.
Hex, if a girl says no, does
If
no mean no?
Hezidus Lazarus can do it, then like so can I.
Hex, if a girl says no to your sexual advances, does that mean no?
Well,
I never engaged
he's
you.
gay.
I wasn't even
Hex, I have
talking
a
to you. If
3-hour
anything, it was
recording
to
of
the
me
host. It was to
engaging with
Amber. It
you.
was to Wit. It was to Just Jim. It was just so many other people.
Yeah. No means no, bro.
Okay.
I don't know why you have such a hard problem with no. Look, it's
No,
creepy, white
Kai,
man.
I haven't watched the performance, but like Kai was saying, I thought you said you didn't like it. No, I hadn't even watched the halftime performance yet.
How dare
It
you speak
wasn't.
of something you know nothing about?
But I did watch the when he performed with Dre and Eminem. What was it, 2, 3 years ago? And to me, his part was the best. But I just haven't watched last night's his
If
halftime from
you
last night
are a
yet.
Yeah,
fan of
Summer. It
Kendrick,
was
he's
well,
great.
Choria Draped.
I just don't think. I think most people walked away from that performance of what the fuck was that, if not insulted.
I don't think so, but
But do you think that the people who were insulted deserve to be insulted? Because I'm pretty sure the ones that are mad about it deserve to be mad.
No, I don't think a lot of people deserved to receive that political message because I don't think a lot of them are informed about it. And I don't think his music is an attempt to educate people. I think his music is an attempt to shame those that are educated that continue to perpetuate the same hateful message.
Gotcha.
I don't think he's meaning to insult some middle-aged white mom in Massachusetts. I think his message is to insult the right-wing conservative politician down in I don't know, Alabama or Tennessee.
Nebraska. Oh fuck. Okay, cool.
Don't you
Alabama's
think it's
got to
kind
be
of
there, right?
appropriate that he did that with Donald Trump being there?
Inappropriate. No, I think it was more
No, do you think
appropriate
it
than
was?
ever.
No, what I said. Don't you think it was appropriate?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that was great that Donald Trump had to sit there and watch this because that is
I heard he
who.
left an hour early, and wasn't he going to quote unquote celebrate with the teams afterwards?
Well, he was waiting for the bottom of the ninth inning, and it just took way longer.
Yeah, I don't know. I get passionate about this topic because while I don't know if I call myself a Pan Africanist, maybe not. I certainly am pro black, just not. I don't agree with Kendrick on at least 60% of things I can think about. I don't think all white people are evil. I don't think all white people are oppressive. Um, I don't think that mixed people shouldn't, or if can be prevented, shouldn't exist because we don't want to dilute cultures. I don't agree with any of that.
That's good.
Because, I mean, I would love to see Kendrick articulate himself, not just through music, but through conversation so that his positions can be more finely defined or finely tuned. Because as it
Or at
stands
least
right
just
now,
First
at
Talos,
least
now
just
finely tuned. That's crazy.
at least just clarify his position as to why he has those views.
oh yeah, and because it can be interpreted two ways, and this was something I really struggled with when he responded to Family Matters with TV off. He responded in less than an hour. Like, if you look at the release date of Family Matters and you look at the release date of of not TV off, of Not Like Us, it's literally less than 1 hour. Might be a little bit longer than that, I'm not sure, but it was like in the same 24-hour time span, which means Not Like Us was written prior to Family Matters being released, which means he was going to call Drake a colonizer. Um, sorry, fuck me, I'm mixing up the songs. Jesus Christ. I
Are
gotta go
you
back.
even a fan?
What is he saying? Euphoria was released shortly after the first diss track, which was sorry, Drake's first response diss track, which wasn't Family Matters. What was it? Oh my God, why am I forgetting this? Drop a 50 bag in the mud. I forget what the fucking song is called, but it was released in less than a day, which means it was written prior to that being released, meaning he was going to call Drake a colonizer, irrespective of what he said in that first song. Now, if he did call Drake a colonizer. Why? Is it because of his behavior, like he said, or is it because of his race and mixing? Because it can be interpreted as two ways. Because he does say, "Look, you're a colonizer because you came and you socialized. You took all of these different black artists' best features, and then you ran away and developed your own land or your own brand, whatever, whatever." Meet the Grams. Yes. No. What? No, 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 no. I'm not talking about Meet the Grams. Meet the Grams was after Euphoria. And no, absolutely not. Well, uh, Meet the Grams was probably like substantively better and probably more Kendrick esque than Not Like Us was. I don't know. There's a couple of like bars in Not Like Us that makes me think it's slightly better, but that's only on a lyricist level, not a substance level. No, it was what it look, I'm gonna go look it up.
Oh, I'm glad we got that out of the way. It's really fucking quiet now.
Sorry, I was trying to get my kiddo to take a shower. That's fine. I'm about to dole out his medicine. Hey, you know who's somebody who had never headlined the Super Bowl and should have? We never got Britney Spears. She should have had been her own headliner.
I mean, probably.
No, it was called Tailor Made Freestyle. And then he responded with Euphoria. But yes, Yaya is right. He says, "You're not a colleague, you're a fucking colonizer." And he prefaces that by railroads must have been changed. As he talks, okay, so then he goes to talk about antebellum slavery and how Africans were put in chains and forced to go over to the Americas to go work. And then he's like, "Wait, hold on a second." And then he makes this analogy and says, "Like, look, let me put you on game." And then talks about how Drake talked to Lil Wayne, he talked to Lil Yachty, and he talked to all these different people about how to make his music or about music. And then he took their best thing and made it in his music, and then abandoned all of these people. First of all, Immortal Technique. What? What are we talking about? Immortal Technique at the Super Bowl? Or do you want every child to be scarred for life?
If Immortal Technique hits the Super Bowl, that'd be great.
That's somebody who's certainly
Now
underground. Talk
that's
about
fucking
fucking
underground.
niche.
That is very niche.
Yeah, I remember when I too raped my own mother with a bunch of my friends that I stole off the street and then jumped off a rooftop. Yep, I agree.
Been locked in, blow up the towers.
I love how Pi is the one that brought it up. Somebody who I would never expect to know that.
Oh, yeah, Pi listens to a lot of.
Wait, did you guys call my name? I'm sorry. I'm
No.
going
No,
through
we
something
wanted to
right
know your opinion. Do you think Immortal Technique is mainstream?
No, no, very no. What the
Very,
hell?
very heavily no.
I think I would argue that Dancing with the Devil is a mainstream song, and that song is by Immortal Technique, but I would not argue that Immortal Technique is mainstream now.
I don't even know if I'd say Dancing with the Devil is me. I think that scarred a lot of people.
Didn't mean to
Talk
request
about
that was fucking ridiculous song.
By the way,
when
wait, my
he
phone died on Saturday night.
What?
Oh,
I love how
you
random
guys,
people are like pissed, like shitting on Whit for nothing. Wait, how much shit talking
What's up,
before the
Pikey?
Super Bowl did you do?
It would absolutely have to be Dance with the
He
Devil if he
said,
was there, though, right?
what did he
Yeah,
say?
it has to be Dancing with the Devil.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it would have to be. Yeah.
I didn't even
Talk
hear
about
what he said.
silencing. He said, I prayed to the Lord Saturday, talking about the Sunday football game.
Oh.
But if we
Nice.
really want to see like the boomer Indiana Ruth McClanahans lose their shit, just like invite Griselda. Like if they're making comments about if they're making comments about ghetto with Kendrick, can you imagine if West Side Gun was performing?
Yeah, no, I don't think they would get it past like 4 minutes.
Benny the Butcher.
No, I don't think that'd be a really he had to mute himself or change the lyrics and not like us. Can you imagine Griselda up there with like old 90s boom bap stuff trying to like censor it while also keeping on beat? No.
Yeah.
No.
You know they'd bring like all of like Buffalo there too. It'd be pretty.
First of all, Griselda scares me or scared me, not because of her music, but because she was someone's grandma. Can you imagine saying Griselda is your granny? I think she had kids. Hold on. I'm almost sure she had kids. 1 second.
Oh, is that the origin of the? I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, she had 3 kids, and they all have children now. One of them is a man named Asbajo. I can't even pronounce it. And then she had a daughter, and then another son.
Two.
You did?
They have that. Zach, are you in the tub?
Zach seems to be in
I'm
the
throwing my brains out. I'm going through something, okay? I just wanted to facilitate.
Nice.
Are you sitting
We're
in the
in
tub?
Are we in the tub
Nice,
with you
sweet.
right now? Is
Like
that
your
what
You're
ass
not
is
in the
on
tub with
porcelain?
me.
I feel like
Are we your rubber duckies?
Are we exposed right now?
Rubber duckies.
Is this a date?
Do we have candles?
Yeah, can we have some
Could you guys just shut up and
candles?
keep talking about R&B, please?
Bath bomb.
The best part is it was your partner that gave you away because then you started splish splashing like a fucking duck in the tub.
Yeah, okay.
God. Is it your lover?
We do not
And
speak
why
that
isn't
word.
she in the tub with you? Look, you guys need to save water. This
Oh
is
my God.
economic times.
Okay, we're done.
Well,
Talk
maybe
about
she just got
Kendrick.
home from work and she's getting ready to. So.
Oh.
Isn't that the best though? When you're like scrub a dubbing and then just cannonball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Hey.
I don't have that experience. Being that you have like a McMansion that you could have a cannonball, partner cannonball into your hot tub.
It was a metaphorical cannonball.
Like, no, I don't think any of us are like Tony Montana, okay? We don't have like a giant tub.
Cages with his.
I
fucking
don't have a
screws
giant
from
tub. It was
Vermont.
a metaphorical cannonball.
Hey, Wit, how much money did you lose on the Super Bowl last night?
I didn't bet anything.
I'm here for it. A whole year. A whole year. I'm so excited.
Wit, you should have paid more attention in statistics class because the probability was low that they would three.
Yeah. 3 full-bred Negroes versus 1 half. What were you thinking? You had Saquon, Jalen, and AJ, and you looked at them and they were like, I'm betting against them boys. And then you looked at Pat and was like, yep, this man's gonna carry me to the soup with his crooked ass smile. Look, I like Pat as much as the next guy. I think he's a phenomenal human being. However, you should have seen the joy on my face when I saw him run out of the fucking stadium. Not walk in and stand in the fucking green and white confetti, but run out of the Super Bowl theater. Oh, my face.
And then
My best
Kelsey
thing.
strolling out of there like he was leaving the disco.
I like
at
how the
2
Philly
a.m.
mayor had a preface. I like how the Philly mayor had a preface to like their constituents not to climb light poles in celebration of the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's been happening.
That's
That
the
was gonna
best
happen
thing.
whether they won or lost. So
Oh. Yeah, I only really like Saquon from that entire lineup, but I only like him from when he was a rookie and how humble he was, and that he bench pressed 225 38 times, which is like unheard of for a running back.
look, we're 1-1 against Jalen in the Super Bowl. So
Yeah, but them green and white petals flew this year.
yeah, well,
I mean, can you think
the
of
red and white ones flew 2 years in a row, so I'm
but
okay
if you
with
think
it.
about it, I mean, the Chiefs have like a team full of cucks, so
What do you mean cucks? What the fuck are you on about? Are you just talking about Travis Kelce?
No, Patrick, Harrison.
Patrick's a cuck.
They're all
What's
three
your
of them. It's
argument
like,
for that?
come on, Wit.
Just
What?
really
Come on, what?
I'm not even going to give you a P1. I think you just need to think about it. I think you need to go sit in the corner and think about it.
No.
And then get back to me.
I'm thinking about it right now, and I don't know what your argument is. Look, at this point, like all the hatred, all the celebration towards it, like it only just fuels me. Like it's great. It's awesome. So
I bet it's fueling them coaches for trade season too. I bet they're just looking at their players, really analyzing which one of these fuckers needs to shape up next year. And hopefully it's
all I
not the
heard
guy
was that
that
Nagy
threw.
needed to go. So that's all I heard. But whatever. It's fine. No big deal.
Oh, he ran away.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure Andy Reid brought the first Eagles their Super Bowl, so he should probably calm down.
Yaya saying, how long does the Super Bowl season last?
And we got we're the team that got the closest to a three-peat, so
enough to break the ice.
No, the Cowboys have also gotten close to it as well.
Yeah, no.
Too long if it's even for a day.
The Cowboys haven't won a fucking Super Bowl in this fucking century, so I don't really want to hear them about that.
Well, this century just started.
They almost had 3
Yeah,
peats.
this century just started, and I'm gonna guess that they're probably not gonna win one this century either.
I don't actually know if this century just started. I don't know when that would be.
I mean, we're 25 years in.
Yeah, we're like 25 years in.
That's a crazy coincidence.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I mean, we have Patrick at least until 2034, I think, and I'm fairly certain that every fucking NFL team, if they had the opportunity, would take Patrick Mahomes. And I don't know why he gets so much hate. I do know why, because he's a winner, but he just, shit the bed on this one. I don't know. Just didn't look good.
I don't think people like his girlfriend, wife, whatever she is.
Who cares? Brittany Mahomes gets so much fucking hate. It's insane.
Damn, I couldn't name like 6 dudes who play in any team right now.
It's fine.
Besides like Michael Vick, Cam Newton.
I understand hating on
Okay.
Patrick's brother, like he's annoying, but I don't really understand the hatred for Brittany Mahomes.
Yeah, do you think if the members of the Pentecost were a football team that they'd be good?
To what? Well, go play with your rubber duckies, you dumbass. Get the fuck out of here.
First of all, chill. Second of all.
The comment about country music at the Super Bowl made me look it up. Yeah, there hasn't been a country headliner in like 30 years.
I fucking said that's what I was saying. Like it's been a long fucking time.
Yeah. I went back. I kept going back, and I wasn't seeing any.
Yeah.
Did you say Tim McGraw played recently?
No.
Wait, Beyonce did one, right?
Oh my god. One country song.
Yeah, I mean she's a country artist.
I don't know if there were any like sub headliners, but definitely no headliners from what I saw.
I mean, I think Creed played in 2001. They're not country, but
Well, I just heard
like there has
I don't
it's
think
all
they
been
did.
the
either
Super
pop
Bowl.
artists. It's either been pop artists or like hip hop and rap. That's all I have ever seen in like the last 20 years or so. So like this idea that the Super Bowl caters to just people who love country music is kind of insane.
Well, it does cater to those people, but those artists just don't get to play shows there. I feel like the average football fan is also a country fan.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Well, I just heard
Why are you talking about Creed?
the
I don't think
Super
they ever
Bowl
performed.
They did. They played, I think, in 2001 or something.
halftime show.
No, they didn't.
When did they play? I'm fairly certain they played.
Never. I'm pretty sure never.
That's not true. Hold on.
Do you want to bet money on it, Whit? Go look it up.
Who's this?
I don't have Creed. Are we clarifying Whit that it's halftime? Fucking A. With our arms wide open.
That touchdown was stolen.
Do you guys want to talk about battle rap now?
Talk about what?
Let's do it.
Who's like some of your favorite battle rappers?
Probably pretty typical ones. I like Disaster.
Obviously.
I like Roan.
Yeah, I love Roan.
Yeah, I think Roan's like really funny.
Yeah, dude. When him and Fresco did their battle. Oh my god.
Was it Roan and Pat Stay? Oh wait, no.
The compliment battle?
Yeah, the compliment battle. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Roan and Pat Stay.
Yeah.
And you know that since then they have a whole it's called The Nicest, and they brought back compliment battles, and they're so good.
Okay, it's been a couple of years since I watched it regularly, so I'm not familiar. What should I check out? Like,
definitely Immaculate versus Thesaurus compliment battle for obvious reasons.
oh, the source is still okay. Cool.
I mean, he battles every week still. Yeah, he's done it for 60 years. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's still so good, but he still doesn't know how to
Hey, it
any
wasn't
breathing
the Super
techniques.
Bowl. It was a Thanksgiving.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 1 second. Whit started talking. Let me just mute her.
Can you imagine battle rap at the Super Bowl? That would be awesome.
That would be insane.
I just want like people to be like truly frightened. That's why I want Griselda at the Super Bowl. I want West Side Gun to come out and be like, talking about putting 2 bullets in someone's shin meat.
Yeah, or like imagine like a bunch of like
talking about it all.
A bunch of like horrorcore rappers were there.
I'm sorry, what Whit?
Yeah, Creed it was like a Thanksgiving Day thing.
Oh, got it. I figured.
Well, I just heard.
I was just saying, like, I remember them being at some fucking football game.
Not the Super Bowl.
When somebody tells you something and then you're kind of busy, so they start saying it again, but you comprehended them the first time. Well, I just heard.
I feel like that was a time, and like at that time, I was still a Christian, so like every guy friend I had at that time literally looked like Scott Stapp, basically. It's just like.
I remember
This is an impression of
watching.
Kendrick.
Oh, sorry.
Kendrick and Creed switched like souls from birth. Well, I mustard.
I remember.
Actually, Amber Britney Spears did 2001. She was like a part of it.
She was like, but she wasn't like the main headline.
No,
like,
no,
it's
it was
just a
called the
bunch of different
Kings of
artists.
Rock. It was called the Kings of Rock and Pop, and she was one of them.
I know, but what I'm saying is like just have her be like the main performer because she could have carried a Super Bowl halftime performance in her prime.
Oh, maybe.
Well, I just heard.
Now you're just gonna go. Now you're just gonna go up a key.
Will arms wide open.
Do you know any other? Do you know any other Creed songs? Or is that the only one you know?
I know a bunch of other ones.
Sage said Snow is the best rapper ever.
My head. No time for morning.
Thanks for the roses.
Yeah, man.
Hey, what's up, love?
Do you want to talk about the social and political economic state of the world right now, or what?
I want to talk about the what?
Me either.
I didn't hear what you said. The something economic state of the world.
Social and political economic state of the world.
Yeah, I think I misquoted Jaden Smith, but in my defense, I just heard that he even never said that. So
Right here, right now, man, you could be so much of a better debater if you'd lose your horrible stances.
well, I just heard. I would say the mark of a great debater is having the stances that are harder to defend and defending them anyway.
Well, no, I mean, you have easier stances to defend. It's just that.
I think I think the mark of a great debater are ones who do it in the tub.
Right, with their rubber duckies.
Yeah.
While singing
It's a
Creed.
slander.
There's no
Hey,
slander. I was literally praising you.
What is pro LGBT?
Nobody
I'm
knows.
for it. I think
He's
it should
no
be
longer.
Yeah.
He's no longer an amateur. He's a pro.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a pro.
He's a pro.
Is it amateur LGBT?
I only want to master
Boy, sucks
LGBT.
cock like a Dyson.
I won't accept anything but the best. If you're not a master, then you're not worthy.
Yeah, he's not college level LGBT.
But Zach is a master
He gets paid for it. He gets paid to be gay.
PhD in LGBT.
Well, I mean, I can say it. I was oppressed. I was the only straight dude in an all gay high school. So
Where'd you go to school at? Like Oregon?
it was Oregon. Yeah.
Oh, no bullshit.
Yeah, it was Oregon.
Dude, that's hilarious that I just like nailed that.
I know. It's easy when I just say that you're correct.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was right. So
You were right. I'm saying that.
exactly.
Zach, quick. Lincoln Park or Creed? Go.
Lincoln
Park.
Park. Easily.
Lincoln Park.
Both are terrible, but
I think you mean Zelda, but yeah.
Hi, Chi.
Oh.
Hi,
Hey,
Chi has very interesting taste in music.
You need to mod me so I can
Right.
kick Tai Chi.
Okay.
I just can't do like alt metal, man. It's either got to be alternative or metal. I
Lincoln
don't want
Park
this
is not old metal.
I don't
What?
want this like in between stuff. Yes, they are.
Okay, please mod me. Please mod me. Listen, you can take it right back.
What are they if not alt metal? New metal?
Crawling in
Old
my
metal?
skin.
Dude, no, they're like the beginning of the emo punk scene.
What?
Yes, Lincoln Park is not metal.
I think they're like the
Lincoln
sister
Park?
of
Emo?
Deftones would be.
So like
Yeah,
Lincoln Park is
emo.
right there with like Fugazi and Rites of Spring and what?
They're pretty
Lincoln
emo.
Park is not metal, dude.
Alt metal, alternative metal. What else are they if not that?
I'd say alt, but they're
Yeah.
they're definitely emo.
Yeah, like
I don't get the emo thing from them. They
They're
don't.
their own
Are
thing.
you serious? They're "Wake Me Up When September Ends." That's the most emo song ever.
Lincoln
That's
Park.
Green Day.
Wait,
That's
Lincoln
Green
Park
Day.
didn't sing that.
Sorry,
That's
so
Green
sorry,
Day.
Green
but
Day.
still, what is it? Not Crossing Castles.
Lincoln Park is like the new.
Lincoln Park is still. Lincoln Park and Green Day are so Lincoln Park is more metal, but they're still emo, just like Green Day is.
Lincoln Park is like a new metal thing. They're
No,
like
I'd still say they're more emo.
Linkin Park
They were
didn't
like a
do Wake Me Up When
fusion
September Ends.
type
That was
of
Green
like.
Day.
I would just classify as like alt rock at this point.
No, I would
Yeah,
no
some
no
kind
no
of
no.
like
Listen,
fusion.
Linkin Park. Okay, listen. Linkin Park was like a decade and a half away from being a gay band. All right. So like if
What?
Linkin Park
Do you
came
think
out in
Green Day is not
2015,
a gay band?
Green Day is. I mean, they're slightly
Billy
before
Armstrong
Linkin
is
Park.
literally bi. Like he's a
Don't
bicon.
make you dream and defer
Yeah, no, I mean like Green Day had a
This
little
is the
bit more
dawning
Of the rest
of
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 our
a
lives.
Linkin Park. Okay, so Green Day had a more anti-system,
They were
anti-power
punk.
structure. Yeah,
So
it was
Green
more
Day was
punkish.
punk, whereas
Yeah, they had a
Linkin
lot of
Park was
punk
more metal,
influences.
but they were still both
No,
emo.
Linkin Park was more like emo, dude. It was like that
They're
emo.
both
No,
emo, but
Lincoln
Green
Park
Day is
is the
punk and Linkin Park is metal. So that's the difference.
Lincoln Park is just oh damn, I forgot what band. The guy who was always talking about running away from something.
I
I
don't
don't
get,
know.
I don't get the emo in Lincoln Park, but maybe I don't know.
What?
Yeah, emo to me is bands like Fugazi and Rites of Spring.
But if emo just means sad, right?
It's just emotional. That's all it
Chester
is.
Bennington.
Right, it's
Where he goes,
emotional. It's like
who cares if one more like
emotional
goes
hardcore.
out?
Like so, like bands that came after the, like 80s hardcore, right? Like so, like bands like
Which was
Fugazi.
Green Day.
Bands like no, Green Day was part of like the SoCal like pop punk scene.
What?
Paichi is right
I
about
think-
music, so just
I think like Green Day had a lot of like Brit punk like influences and stuff.
Yeah, they were part of the SoCal pop punk scene, and then they got like
I don't know what you mean
poppier
by
as time
SoCal
went on.
pop punk. Can you give me other examples?
Southern California punk that is trying to be popular.
So like Red Hot Chili
Are you
Peppers? Is that what
drunk
you're
right
putting
now,
them
Zach?
on?
Yeah, that too.
How about you
Unlike
shut the
bands
fuck up?
like No Effects, right, which are just straight punk. Right?
Yeah, bands like exactly. Zach knows. Yeah, exactly. Bands
Green
like
like Californication.
Hot damn, content constructivism.
No, I don't feel like I agree with that because like the pop punk '90s scene wasn't really for SoCal. Was more like that ska riff.
Exactly.
Well, that was a little
Yes, it
later.
was ska.
That was a little
I
later.
mean, like no, that was more like
Do you know where
Wait,
Green Day
who?
is from? Do you know where Green Day
Hold
is
on.
actually from? They're not from SoCal. They're from
No, they're from like New
Mid
York,
or
right?
NorCal.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Green Day.
Right,
No,
right,
I mean, who asked?
No,
Me.
I know that's not what they're from, but they're part of that scene. They were part
No,
of
they're
that.
not. They're
Yes,
from
they
the
were.
ska scene.
Simple
They went
Plan.
NorCal. They
Charlotte, I haven't
went
heard
up.
Green Day was
Name
on
one
the
Green
ska
Day
scene.
album that
Somebody
was
can-
ska. Name one Green Day album that was like ska.
None of them.
Starting with
I
Kerplunk.
don't think they were ska.
No, they weren't.
Because ska is like
No, but that's what I
sublime and
was
stuff
saying
like
is that the
that.
SoCal. Hold on, Hex, are you Chandler?
Chandler?
You're not
Like
Chandler.
from
Okay.
Friends.
No.
There's a gay friend of mine I know that on this app that's
Well,
named
Hex
Chandler that
is
sounds
Hex isn't
exactly
gay,
like
so
you.
you just added yourself.
Gwen Stefani.
Oh,
was
Zach, dude, Zach, you gotta be able to
Gwen.
let people on your panel have a conversation,
No
man,
doubt.
without you.
Yeah, no,
We
they
love
were
No
more.
Doubt.
They were more influenced by ska.
No Doubt was definitely ska.
Yeah.
But my point was that Green Day is more ska than Linkin Park and other groups. So
Green
I'm
Day's
not saying
great.
they
Oh,
are
well,
ska, but they
yeah.
are more
I mean, yeah,
NorCal than
definitely more ska than
SoCal.
Linkin
I
Park.
don't get that distinction.
Well, yeah, I was about to say I agree with Hex here. SoCal, to say they were part of SoCal pop punk, I was thinking like when you say that, I think of like Social Distortion.
Yes.
Oh well, that's like
No.
that's 80s stuff.
Who
I'm
made-
talking about like the 90s stuff, like Offspring.
Who made
late
who made
80s.
Ball and Chain?
Like
No,
Weezer,
Sure, Offspring is
like
SoCal.
fucking
No
Blink-182,
effects.
shit like that.
Who made?
Bands like
Hold on,
Big.
just Jim.
You know,
Paichi,
just
hold on a
what
second,
you
Paichi.
thinking.
Wit, I love you, but you really just like singing in the middle of this conversation is not
I
adding
can't.
anything.
I don't even care.
Just like there we go. Anyways, just Jim. I love you, Wit, but damn, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this here. I need to understand their opinions, and my life depends on it. Just Jim, what was the people that sang "Ball and Chain"?
Ball and Chain. I don't know.
That you can
Social
deflect.
Distortion?
That's Social Distortion. Yeah.
Social
Was it
Distortion,
Social
yeah.
Distortion? Yeah. Who was
They're
the
not,
other?
they're not a
Who was
pop
the
punk
other?
band. They're a punk
Not
band.
Slightly Stupid. There was another. Just like Social Distortion. It was like pop punk SoCal scene.
Well, I don't consider Social Distortion pop punk at all. So that's, but
Not Smashing Pumpkins. It was.
Are you
Social Distortion?
Are you thinking of like Bad Religion?
Radio?
No, damn. That's actually a good point. But no, not them.
Offspring?
No, the Offspring was later. Oh God, it's gonna.
All I can think of is
kill me.
Korn, and that's not right.
No, that's much
No, it's
later.
not Korn. That's way later. No,
and a different genre, but yeah.
No, come on, Paichi. You seem like you're knowledgeable here.
Circle Jerks. Well, no, they're more
Blink, Weezer.
That's a little later, and that's like alternative stuff. But no, like
no, yeah, Weezer's more alternative.
California punk. Shit, it's been a long time.
Motley Crue.
I would have to go back and look at my Punkorama compilations. Lagwagon, NoFX. Man, there's so many bands. I just haven't listened to that stuff in a long time.
Pearl Jam? I'm like reaching here.
Oh God,
no.
Hex, you seem like a really nice dude. Every one that you've recommended so far has been like way off.
Well, if anything, it's just
I'm
trying
for
to get Regen,
Run DMC,
even though the era is wrong.
Kendrick Lamar,
The Vandals.
Oh yeah, that's closer to yeah.
That's closer. No, but I don't. Oh God, it's gonna fucking kill me. Hold on one second. I'm gonna look it up.
Anyway, we love 90s music.
Real.
Yeah, it's like if I pulled out my old Punkorama comps, it would probably be a band off one of those.
I just want 90s like rave and techno to come back. That's what I miss. Me World. Ooh, okay. Wrong, but that's a good poll.
Did you figure it out, though, Fixes?
No, I'm looking it up right now. Hold on, it's gonna kill me.
Yeah, I'm curious. Can you think of a song?
The Ramones.
Oh,
The
the Ramones.
Ramones.
Oh, that's
Okay,
not.
okay, yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
that's New York.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That was that. God, I was like, dude, I was like, I knew everybody was gonna be like, oh, doy.
It's giving Guitar Hero.
No, that's New York.
Ramones on a Guitar Hero.
I feel like that's honestly where I get most of my like late 90s, 2000s music, because I'm a millennial, but only coincidentally. And again, I grew up with like 90s rave techno music. So I'm so woefully uneducated when it comes to like what pop and rock are.
You know, another one actually I thought about it was like a ska punk SoCal band was Rage Against the Machine.
That's a good one.
I don't really think of them as like being ska or punk, but
they're more rock in my opinion. Like they're pretty hardcore.
Yeah, they're kind of like, I mean, it's like, I don't know, they're kind of like uncategorizable. Like they're rap metal, but they don't really have anything in common with like the new metal rap metal that came out later. They're different than that. They're much more inspired by like funk and stuff.
Yeah, I guess you're right, because I guess Paichi, I think to be fair, like you seem like you actually are kind of a purist when it comes to genres, and I'm thinking more like of like time frames and movements and like locales, because like I would almost I was thinking about it. I was like, dude, like Red Hot Chili Peppers almost fits into what I would start to call kind of similar bands, even though they're not technically, like
No, their
pop
early
punk.
stuff for sure. Yeah, their early stuff was really
But yeah,
punk. Yeah.
or like even Tool, um, but not to say they were punky, but it was kind of like the time frame and the movement, and like on my little burned CDs or recorded cassettes not to date myself here, but I would have like RHCP followed with Rage, followed with like Offspring, and
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that stuff was like a lot of those bands, like their first few albums are from very different like scenes, but then they're all popular around the same time in the 90s on rock radio. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, because I'm that's the kind of shit that I would hear on like rock radio, even if they were like those bands, like their Genesis were very different bands, like from very different scenes. Yeah.
Hi, Chance.
Yeah, no,
Genesis?
How would you classify Breaking Benjamin?
New metal butt rock.
Christian. They're just Christian.
I'm just a pedantic. I'm so pedantic when it comes to music, but I could take that hat off and be like less.
They're Christian
I think
rock.
you make a good
I was
point,
just
though.
curious.
I think if
It's
you
fine.
were in Southern California in the 80s and you were listening to a rock radio station, all of these bands are playing at like literally one after the other. That's true.
I feel like AC/DC would be on there.
I think that's
okay. What is your
very
definition
different
of
thing.
rock? Because like I feel like 60s rock is where I'm based, and then I lose it in the 80s because then it gets to pop and funk and all that fun stuff, and then
You had a lot of the hair metal bands in the 80s.
yeah, but okay, so Beastie Boys is kind of where I get into like more of the punk scene and that's where Green Day comes in because they're not as rock so much as they are like kind of rap, and that's where the 80s comes in is the rap scene got big. So I struggle identifying with anything pre-80s rock if it doesn't have that like rap influence.
Damn.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Yo.
Pretty good, man.
Great.
Oh, let's get a black man's opinion on this. Raised fire.
What?
Where did Tai Chi go?
All right, what's up? What's up?
So
Run DMC,
what's your
yes.
Huh?
What's your favorite? Dude said Run DMC, bro. That's. Oh, you're talking about the comments. Never mind. Anyways, what's your favorite new metal or like rap metal or pop punk band?
Good question, man. I don't really have a favorite though. I'm not into rap music like that, so kind of like whitewashing music. So I do like Adam Young from Owl City. I like that kind of music. Yeah, like the tone. So yeah, pretty much that would be my favorite. I used to be a Jonas Brothers back in the days, a fan. But right now I don't have a favorite, bro. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Coldplay. Yeah, Coldplay. Coldplay. I would say Coldplay, bro. Yeah.
Used to rule the world.
Yeah, he used to be OP, but I'm more like old school, so.
I'm thinking about them. I'm trying to remember the others. There were some other. What was it?
Nickelback.
Not
No,
the
man, you're just
Nickelback.
naming like white bands at this point. It's had nothing to do. You might as well be like Elvis. Like just keep on naming like white people that were musicians.
Well,
Butthole Surfers, dude. I saw them live in Austin.
Chevelle.
That's insane that
Okay.
somebody called them out. Butthole Surfers is insane to call them out. Like that, dude. Everybody in here is ancient except for Wit. No, I would say I don't know, man. Like there was also then it got kind of a little bit disgusting. Like I didn't like Limp Bizkit. don't know if you guys are
Limp Bizkit was.
No,
I
for the
mean, they were
nookie.
edgy.
The nookie.
or like Five Finger Death Punch.
That's why I brought up Beastie Boys, because like they were kind of the OG shit talkers. And then they morphed. Well, they didn't, but I think they gave credence to Gorillaz, which I don't like, but I respect them.
Gorillas. I feel the same way about Gorillas like I do about Kanye.
Oh, I
It's like
don't,
there's.
because I think they're actually good people.
Well, no, I
Kanye's
don't
just a
give a
piece
shit
of
about.
shit.
Well, no, I
You
don't
got
care. I don't know why people started looking into celebrity. It's like, dude, there's
It's
not
not
ever
looking
been a
into,
celebrity.
bro. He literally said he was a Nazi. Like he tweeted that
Joe, you
he
can't
was
say
a
that on live.
Nazi.
Don't say that, bro.
Yeah, that's twice.
Sorry, Yahtzee, but like he did. The Gorillas never did that shit.
Wait, hold on. Someone likes Kanye here, or Ye, or whatever he calls himself.
No,
Apparently.
I just put it to you this way. I think every single person in the public eye like that is an absolute piece of shit, probably comparable to Kanye. The only thing is he doesn't have like a handler shutting him down the way that the others do. That's what I feel about every
Wait,
single celebrity.
whoa. You're shitting on the Gorillas? Okay.
But the Gorillas, I mean, maybe like an exception. I don't know. I'm only evaluating, what I'm trying to get at is I only evaluate their work and how they changed and impacted the music industry. I'm not talking
The
about his like
Gorillas
person.
literally defined the genre. Like they
And
inspire
you don't
like
think that Kanye resurrected rap?
no.
bro.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Bro, Kanye was more. I guarantee you, Kanye was more impactful to the hip
Dude,
hop rap
Tupac?
industry.
Are we just gonna ignore Tupac?
Okay, hold on. Do you know what resurrected means?
Yeah, meaning it never unalived. Like I don't know
What?
why you think it just went away and then Kanye revived it. That feels weird to me.
Wait. Can I ask what music brought up like the rap back to the game? What music of Kanye?
College Dropout.
Bro, that's cap, man.
Bro, that's why you didn't even come out hard against that. You're like,
2000.
I don't like this.
I mean, it's a good song, but it's just not,
No, not a good song. What are you talking about? The whole fucking album. What are you talking about? The good song.
Yeah, it's not. It didn't resurrect rap.
Okay, I guarantee you, any single, if you look at top hip hop album of all time, if you get away from like De La Soul, because like De La Soul's the goats, but like
My answer.
Well, yeah, I mean,
exactly. There's no. I mean, it's Missy Elliott is the GOAT. Like
YT supremacist hate group. Who is this that you're talking about?
Missy Elliott?
No, this is.
Oh, Kanye, because Kanye is a white supremacist. Like he's a Yahtzee. Like, come on, dude.
No, hold on. Because I'm YT supremacist hate group.
Yes, Kanye is a part of the YT supremacist hate group.
No, they're asking me. Hold on. No.
Yes, that's the point, dude. I'm explaining it to you.
Because I made a comment about judging him just purely based on his musical contribution. Somebody so soft.
It wasn't purely. You said revived, or wasn't revived. It was something
resurrected
about
rap.
Resurrecting rap. That is interesting.
Live several months back. What are you talking about, dude? I disappear for like 9 months at a time, and then I come back. If somebody's impersonating me, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, I called Black. No, okay, now this is
not the Gorillas. Yeah.
Now I know it's a troll account. This is ridiculous. I would never say that.
I mean, I got into hot water for other shit, and I believe Yaya. What? That's so sad.
Okay, I don't care what you believe. Anyways, so the point is,
classic man. All right, right here, right now. Come on, host, intervene. It's your time.
This is.
Come on, pro queer. Come on, level 5 vegan. Come on, pro choice. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's an insane comment to put on somebody.
here for the.
You're just trying to stoke drama over here, Hex.
I mean,
Very,
if it's good drama, like why not?
it's very gay of you.
And there we go. Okay, cool. I already. Yep, there it is.
I'm anti-LGBT, so that's easy.
All right, host, where you at? Come on, dude. Come on, right here. Come on, Zach. Zachy.
Zach is
Zachy, baby.
right now.
Zachy. This feed has died. I love how I got shit for like doing my little bit, and now we have a literal Yahtzee up here.
I'm not a Yahtzee, dude. That's insane.
You call black women gorillas?
No, I didn't. You just like
When
making
are you
shit
here?
up.
Yeah, Matt.
Did you know
Come
that
on.
Did you know over 80% of current AIDS
Come
cases
on,
are gay men?
Yaya.
Did you know that 7 out of 8 in a 2,000 person test, that 7 out of 8 of the homosexual men were found with anal parasites?
Yes.
I'm just saying, that's why. It's like it's spreading disease.
Yes. Jim, I know you're here. Are you hearing this? Oh, Herbal
I'm just
Giraffe.
naming
Oh,
CDT.
no.
Why are you mad about the CDC?
Me too, bro. I know. He literally just says, like, really obscene shit. And it's
No,
kind of wild.
that's the
But, like,
CDC.
wild.
Do you want to just ignore it and act like it's not true?
And this is let him talk enough and his stances come out. Yeah, I know, girl. Someone get rid of this clown.
This is why they'll never
Oh.
reach mainstream appeal here. It's because they don't want to deal with the facts. They just want to act like they don't exist.
Oh no.
They just talk about it. They talk, oh no, let's not address the problem that the CDC specifically
did all
pointed
them
out.
gifts.
70% of
No.
new syphilis
I was the
cases
person who
are gay
received them,
men.
and I told people to not give them to me, and that was the
Yeah,
problem.
it's the CDC, not the real right. Look it up. I'm not joking. I'm not BSing
a
here.
source. Oh my god. Oh, Coco's
I don't understand
live.
why people get offended by these statistics.
Oh wait. So with Coco's live, I got called a racist, but that was because I said that certain countries are better at certain sports, which is true. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that's reality. So if we want to rehash that, we can. But yeah, Black Labs.
Yeah.
Are we dropping?
Bye-bye.
All right, this is awkward. Jim, are you there?
Yeah. What's going on?
I don't know. Everybody left.
Zach, where are you?
Zach, are you still in the tub?
Well, maybe his lover got in the tub, and that's why he's a little bit
Wow.
preoccupado.
Well, honestly.
There we go. I don't understand why people get so upset about statistics. You can look this up on the CDC's website.
Wait, what's the study?
Yeah, hold on one second. I'll actually provide you the exact name. Hold on one second.
Can I share where I don't run tag? Because I don't really know it, and I'm not really like all that interested in it.
What's happening? Sorry, I've been doing something.
I don't know. You miss drama as usual.
Sure you have.
Shut up, Robbie.
I'm not alive. Good.
Was Hex involved in the drama?
Yes, of course.
Oh no.
A little bit. Some allegations running around amok.
Oh no.
Coco's live.
Oh, Sharks was here.
Shark is here?
He is here. He's down in the comments.
Oh yeah, or man, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more, and then just
If
finish
5
editing.
flies flew, how far would they fly?
If 5, what?
Okay, pay attention this
There
time.
we go.
Very important.
Here's so there's a hold on.
If 5 flies flew, how far would they fly?
I'm ending it.